Like it's very easy just to log in. Just
Yeah,
takes a
I
little,
just
takes a
last
little
time
longer.
traumatized me because it just kept kicking me out.
Yeah, no, you had really bad luck at first. I had no idea what's going on.
It was because of you, man.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, man.
Oh
Oh,
God, what's this here? All right, do it live.
here
Turn
we
on
go.
this. Hear you guys. All right.
I'll make sure that this is in performance mode or whatever they added for the PS5. For God of War.
Yeah, you might as well just go with the frame rate mode because it's essentially gonna look the same.
Let me check. Da-da-da.
Although it is quite stupendous on a
Audio all
OLED
the way
screen.
down.
I will say that.
Yeah, everything will be down. Muted. Okay. And let us know how
All
that
right.
audio sounding.
You sound crispy, golden, and delicious, just like the
Eh.
apples that fall from the tree, Walt.
Mm.
That's all good, and then I just need Soul to talk, and we're good to go.
Yeah. How's
Alright.
my voice?
Oh,
Let
how's
me
my
check real
voice?
quick. Let me check real
All
quick.
right.
How's my voice? Oh yeah. Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man. By the way, for those looking at my gameplay, minor spoilers because you will see some pretty good armor on me, and the Leviathan is fully upgraded, so you're gonna just see magnificence and Kratos' face clipping through the armor.
So you sound berry white, smooth, velvety chocolate,
Oh man.
golden.
Hey, yo, why
Got it
you?
from
Yeah,
Willy
yeah.
Wonka going to the chocolate factory. You know what I'm saying?
Why you saying
Bro,
chocolate?
I was watching this basketball player that I follow on Instagram, and he was like at a party or something like that, and he was with a friend, and his friend was eating a hot dog. And the moment that he put the hot dog in his mouth and took a bite off of it, the basketball player, he screamed. He was like, "Whoa!"
Hey
That
man,
double glizzy.
the
Yep.
Glizzy Gobbler. That's like that vine where the dude is gonna is gonna eat the hot dog, and when he puts it in his mouth, you just hear the echo go gay, 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 gay. He's like, no, I promise, no, I'm not. I don't gobble them on a daily. Well, maybe,
It gets so serious. Well, maybe.
maybe. I mean, hell,
Let's see.
threesome,
Join in the
great.
chat
Hey yo,
and let's talk Nintendo. Or definitely
Daddy
talking about
Kratos.
Nintendo. That's for sure. Wow, why is it? Everyone's still talking about Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, man, it was a good
People are
direct.
that mad.
Man, people can shut up. Shut up.
Let's see. Tokyo Game Show and more. Okay, cool.
It's like everyone expects to like just mainline always.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, welcome to the 76th episode of the DualShock and Sense podcast. I'm your host, Soul, connoisseur of anime waifus, joined, as always, by my two co-hosts. We have Walt. How you doing, man?
How's it going, y'all? In light of this week, I'm going back to one title that I had in the beginning of this podcast, and it is the patriarch Walter of the Yakuza. And we will talk about it later on in the podcast because golly, this week is a scrumptious. If you like glizzy, you better be gobbling. But yeah, we're doing good.
Jesus. I do
Yes,
not
sir.
approve. I do not approve of that message.
Macho does.
Majority vote.
Oh
Majority
man.
vote.
Oh man. We also got Macho here. How you doing, man?
How's it going, everybody? It's the King of Kingdom Hearts and the Final Fantasy Fanatic back at it again. Yesterday was a successful Final Fantasy Friday stream. Streaming one of the best games of all time, Final Fantasy X. It was great. It was a stressful week, fam. Dude, having a puppy is probably one of like the worst but best experiences you ever have in your life. I swear to God.
Yep, I agree.
Oh my God, this he's been peeing everywhere. He was going nuts. He goes crazy sometimes. He has this eccentric playfulness to him that's just like he's just zooming around the house. When you call it zoomies now.
Yeah, that's what
But
it's called officially. Yeah.
but for some reason, the last couple of days, I think I don't know, he got like a behavior check. We kept putting him in the crate, so I think he's good now. It's been a perfect puppy, and it's been super rewarding and fun. But man, rough start to the week. But I'm so glad that we're here in this podcast. That it was a great end of the week. We had so many awesome announcements. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was a great fucking week, man. It was looking dark there for a little bit. We had summer go through with all these nothing showcases, and then just recently we had, Disney and Marvel and Ubisoft stink up the joint, and then we have Sony and Nintendo come through, and they're like, let's show everyone how it's done. So yeah, it
Yes,
was it
sir.
was a great week.
Gotta say, the
Um,
summer was carried by Nintendo with, for me at least, Live Alive and Xenoblade. Like that's what carried for me the summer. Anything else just was kind of whatever.
So yeah, we are going to get started by talking about the games that we have been playing this past week. I can jump in here really quick and say, I rage quit on Destruction or Destroy All Humans too.
Whoa.
what? I thought you said Destruction All Stars. I
Yeah, I
was
was
like, you
like
still
he
playing that game?
he succumbed.
Um, Literally on the last boss.
What?
So yeah, like literally as soon as I beat that boss, I would have rolled credits. So, yep, all right. It's it's a fucking giant boss that just takes way too long to actually do any damage because like the thing is that he wears a bunch of armor, so you have to fucking fire at him for a long, long time to break off that armor. And then once it's broken off, then you could do damage on him.
Ugh.
And my major thing was that like he has this one laser move that's like he shoots out this laser, he can like drag it across like the entire screen. So like you have to like run away from it basically. But the thing is that it wants to be it thinks it's Returnal so bad, but it's not, bro. Like
Damn.
you don't have Celine's movement that makes it like super easy to dodge those kinds of things. Um yeah, you're just not equipped to dodge stuff like that. And then as the battle progresses, the it does that shit where the arena kind of shrinks, so you have like a smaller sort of like playground to mess around with against the boss because there's like some gas shit and it keeps like kind of growing on the outer rim of the battlefield, so you have to like so it basically like shrinks the entire arena because you have to stick closer to the boss to kind of avoid the gas. And then, Walt, remember how we were talking about that one dragon in Elden Ring where it's just too visually busy with like all the lightning and shit that's coming at you?
Yeah, parse attacks, whatever.
Yeah. Or I think it's Fortisax. So it's, yeah, it's
Fortissax,
one of
one
those
of the
two.
saxes.
Yeah. It's like it's basically like that with this boss because on top of his red laser that he can do, there's
Yeah.
fucking green lasers that shoot from the fucking sky. Like he can shoot down like five at a time. So like and they stay on the battlefield for a while. So you have to dodge that alongside the bright ass red laser and then the gas that's like slowly closing in on you as well. There's just a bunch of shit happening visually
It's like
that it's just like
Returnal.
I can't. It's just like, but even with Returnal, like I always felt like I knew what was happening or like
Right.
where my enemies were. And with this boss, like I just could never tell where he was. And on top of all of this, there's also enemies that come at you at the same time. So
Damn.
yeah, it was just a lot, and I only fought him maybe like five times, but like four out of those five times, I brought his health down to like literally like I'll say maybe 20%, and I
Right.
die like right, and it's just absolutely heartbreaking because that boss takes such a long time. Um, and then the thing that kills me is that Crypto's shield takes fucking forever to like reload or whatever.
Hmm.
So I could literally be at like 1% health, and you're there for like a good, I don't know, like 45 seconds before it starts to like slowly build back up. And then if you get hit again, it's like it immediately stops the regeneration. So yeah, I don't know. It was a mess. I hated it. Um, and yeah, I immediately just deleted it off my hard drive. So
Damn,
yeah,
So you didn't beat it?
nope, nope, I'm good. I got my
man.
good 25 hours out of it or so or whatever. I had a good time with that game until the last mission. The last mission in general just sucks ass.
I guess
So
that's what happened with me in Returnal. I struggled so much with that last section and the water area.
yeah,
I became so incredibly furious. I was like, I did the best boss. The best boss was done, which is the one in the tower. What's his name? The plays the
Hyperion.
organ. Yeah, Hyperion. I did that. I had a blast with this game. I know the story. The music is there. I'm satisfied. I do not need to prove anything to anyone. I don't care if Soul died like 2 times. I don't care. I am I am done. I am frustrated. I'm gonna hate my PS5
Watch
if
your
I keep
mouth.
playing this. Hey, you get back in your hole. But I ain't touching that with a 10 foot pole until like next year maybe when I feel ready again to fight the final boss or whatever. But hey, destruction. What's it called? Destroy all humans walked so that Returnal could run. Maybe
I
that's
guess so. I guess so.
what's what happened.
It's
Yeah.
just direct inspiration from.
But yeah. Besides that, really enjoyed that game. Just all the locations are so fun to go through. Going to Japan and Russia, the moon again. I really love that level. But yeah, fun game aside from the ending. Um,
Mm.
I just started maybe like I don't know like 2 days ago. I just started Titanfall 2. For whatever reason, I had an itch to play a first person shooter because like I feel like I haven't played one in a really long time.
It's a good one
Mm.
Um,
too.
yeah, I heard that this has like one of the best campaigns like ever in a first-person shooter. So yeah, just picked it up, and it's really fun. I love, as you guys know, I really love movement-based systems. So yeah, this is you combine that with like pretty damn good shooting, and it's just like a match made in heaven. So yeah, I'm having a blast with Titanfall 2 so far. But that's what I've been doing this week. What about you guys?
You should kick it out, Macho, because
You want me to go? Yeah, no,
you're
because
always
you
talking
you
Disney
get.
and Final Fantasy.
I mean, you got a beefy one to talk about too. I know that, but yeah. I mean, it's been kind of more or less the same. A little bit Disney Dreamlight Valley, a little bit more multiverses, and then 14. Just helping my friend get through the last. I think the last post patches for A Realm Reborn, so she can get to Heaven's Sword. Because I've just been kind of hyping it up for like, yeah, all the story's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be great. She's like, oh, I want to get to it. I'm just like, all right, let's get to it, let's do it. But then again, I haven't been playing it, so
Hmm.
because I've been playing other stuff. But also, I've been diving more into Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I got to chapter 5 last night after a crazy story twist that I just did not see coming. There's like one very obvious, like quote unquote, twist with the game that anybody with two, well, let me not say that. Anybody with some
Damn.
common sense,
With
um,
two
can,
eyes? Is that what you're gonna
no,
say?
I didn't say
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
with common sense can see like what this character is and who this character is. But there's like another really cool twist at the end of chapter 4. I was like, oh, okay, this just elevated it. So I'm looking forward to playing that more of today. Really for the weekend too. I want to try and finish before I go to my honeymoon. And I think that's just about it, really. I've just been kind of lining up different shows. I've been trying to watch House of the Dragon, haven't caught up. I want to watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and have not watched it yet. And I still need to watch Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. So I'm kind of behind on a couple stuff, but I'm just gonna try and finish Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That's the main focus before going to Hawaii. And that's just about it, really. Like that's kind of all I really I got. Other than playing a little bit of Final Fantasy X yesterday, which was a really fun stream. Definitely going to streamer to go back to every now and then. Or at least a gamer to go back to every now and then, just to kind of knock that out and play some more Final Fantasy games. But yeah, that's about it on my end, really. Nothing really too much for me to dive into. It was a lot more of just trying to take care of the puppy this week. So
Nice, nice. What about you, Walt?
So this week, compared to others, it was beefier for me in terms of gameplay and movies and shows. So for games, I finally finished Live Alive And
Nice.
man, what an ending! When it like Live Alive's whole premise is, you have multiple characters and they all like merge up in the end or whatever. That final chapter, man, that's a feat. That was epic. There's it's been a while.
I think we could talk about spoilers
We can.
because yeah, I think we can. It's just because it's already been out, and then the one person that I would think about we have to worry about for spoilers would have been Flame, but he already finished it because he reviewed it. So
Okay.
spoilers for Live Alive.
Yeah. So the whole thing with the ending is not only do your characters meet up at the end, but what the reason for it is because once you finish all the main chapters, there's an extra chapter that unlocks called the Middle Ages, which is you don't know until you beat all the chapters. So what happens is the main character of this chapter of the Middle Ages becomes the villain of said chapter. And by becoming the villain of said chapter, essentially absorbs what is, I think, the strongest form of any villain of any chapter. Because in all the other chapters, you had a cowboy outlaw, you had a martial artist becoming rogue, you had a crime lord in a political era. But in this case, it's like the incarnation of hate. It's literally just a dark demon lord. And essentially that character absorbs him and becomes him because he's been treated like shit. He's been betrayed. He lost the person he loves through manipulation. It's a twist through every turn. And by the end of that chapter, you get thrown back to the main title screen, and then whatever other character you choose, it says there's a question marks. You don't know what's going to happen right now. It just tells you to choose a character. Whatever character you choose, that's going to be your party leader through the end chapter, through the entire final chapter. And then you're able to recruit every other character that you've used up until that point. My preferred choice was, of course, Lei Kugo, which is the only female protagonist in the game that you don't even get by default. You have to choose her in her story because you can get one of the three potential disciples. I got her. I'm just going to go over my final four, which is what I used for the final fight, was Lei Kugo. I used the Sundown Kid. I used Cube. And I had Pogo. Let me tell you guys, I've never thought about a caveman being the most OP character in a video game. When I tell you that this
shit at everybody,
bro, this dude literally would stink up the place with his farts and cause poison damage. Like, this man is a menace. No, it was great. And his ultimate move, the consecutive hit with the bone, like, my God, that did so much damage. But then as a result of being so ridiculously powerful, it would decrease a lot of your stats. Needless to say, that final boss was epic. It was like a three different stage boss. You first fought some incarnation of Odio, which is the final boss's name, which literally translates to hate in Spanish. You have to defeat each of its separate parts individually with different buffs, each one different debuffs, different weaknesses. It reminded me so of the Madarame fight, where you have to hit the mouth with certain attacks, the eyes with certain attacks, and the nose with certain attacks. It's literally that type of fight. After you do that, he comes out, not as gay, but as a dark demon lord.
What? I'm not thinking that.
What? No, it's funny. So after you defeat him there, then he becomes an actual just a menace. Oh my God, that final fight, dude, the music. And not only that, guys.
Isn't the music fucking awesome? Yeah.
Dude, the music ramped it up. But not only do you get to fight this demon lord, everyone joins in. Because there's a point in the fight that everyone's been beaten. Everyone's on the floor. Everyone's dying. But then the other three characters that you don't have in your party at that moment, they join in like, oh no, we got your back. we're here to defeat
Yeah.
him, and then oh my god, it's so epic. Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
so epic.
I was like, yo, this game is amazing.
This game is amazing. It was so good. But what's so cool about that final area, not only is it super like in depth with having all the characters and recruiting them. Every character has their own way of being recruited, but there's dungeons. Every character has a dungeon where you can get their ultimate weapon in. There's secret bosses, which I fought all of them. Jaggedy Jack, Eurokos.
Okay,
And
good. I was gonna ask if you did those side dungeons to get their extra
yeah,
weapons. Okay, good, good,
I
good.
did everything, man. It's I needed all I could. I needed all I could get because I fought Odio without like some of the weapons, and he kicked my ass. So I needed more manpower and more weapons.
Yeah, yep.
That final
I want
chapter
to
was
ask real
epic,
quick,
man.
just interrupt. Like,
What's
how
up?
far were you? Like, how far was your level?
Everyone was like 23, 24.
Oh wow, you got them up really far. Okay.
Yeah, I grinded, and I did the secret boss, the most annoying secret boss, where you needed to escape a fight 100 times.
Oh wow. See, I didn't even do any of that shit.
Yeah, so there's a boss that if you flee battles 100 times, you will hear a voice tell you, you're a coward. If you keep running away, if you run away 5 more times, it will be the end of you or whatever. If you run away 1 more time, in 4 more times I will find you. And then once you run those 4 other times, a leopard or like a tiger, a saber tooth, like a black saber tooth shows up and basically called the Death Prophet. And Macho, do you remember one of the dungeons where you find 2 stone people, like 2 people that have been stoned, petrified by an enemy, and they tell you that be careful with the black leopard or whatever. Do you remember that?
And what era was that?
I believe that was Pogo's dungeon, the ice one.
The ice one. I don't
Yeah,
remember that
the ice
actually.
dungeon. So the ice dungeon in the Dominion of Hate, which is the final chapter. Uh,
Oh,
basic.
I don't think I didn't do that one. That's why.
Okay, so basically they were hinting at that apparently. So it showed them running away, and when I looked it up, basically it was indicating like, oh, if you run away 100 times or run away enough times, it will show up. Basically, this enemy will cause petrification. Is one of its big moves. It
That's
was like
awesome.
a fun little way of telling you, hey, you need to keep being a coward to unlock this final boss. Just like the other secret bosses, it gave you a cosmic set piece or a cosmic like armor piece, which are incredible. But after you beat Odio, he reverts back to Osfer, which is the character from the Middle Ages. All is well in the kingdom. Everything gets restored. People don't come back to life. A big something that's really messed up about this final chapter is that it's revealed that Odio, once Osfer became the Dark Lord, he killed everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
He this man literally killed the entire kingdom, all the commoners, every single village, every single person that was here. It's insanely dark. Like it truly is the final boss fight. It truly feels like the end of a game.
I love
After I
that
beat,
if you actually choose them in the final chapter too, like you're gonna get the bad ending. That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically. No, but what's so cool about that, which I think I want to go back to at some point, if you do choose Osford as the character you use at the final chapter, not only do you get the bad ending, you get to play as all the main bosses and kill all the other characters.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Isn't it
basically,
cool?
it's so cool, dude. That game was so ahead of its time. Oh my god, what the hell,
Yeah. That's why if it comes to Steam, I'm getting it for Steam Deck, like
dude? I'm
100%.
getting it again for Steam Deck for sure if it comes out. Oh hell yeah. That game was amazing. After I beat that, I went to Triangle Strategy, and I'm playing that again. I want to get through it, and I'm already hooked, y'all.
That one's on PC too, with one of the announcements of Square Enix, Various State Life.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god, man, the names. Um, I started playing that. I'm still
Nice.
playing Horizon. I tried playing. I tried playing Cyberpunk 2077 on the Steam Deck, and it felt like my Steam Deck was about to take off. That
Yeah,
that ain't a game I want to play on my Steam Deck, man. Which goes to my question: you played it on PS5. Do you think Cyberpunk 2077 on the PS5 next gen for $25? Do you think it's a worthwhile experience?
yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Okay, because this week Macho said he wants to watch it, but I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and I assume we're all familiar with Studio Trigger. We've seen Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann, although that wasn't Trigger, that was Gainax, but it was the same
Yeah.
creators.
Familiar, never
But don't-
seen them, but
But don't say anything. I haven't watched it.
No, I'm not saying anything. What I will say is that Cyberpunk Edge Runners is probably Trigger's best work.
I won't say anything, but I will say.
What I will say is that this is probably my favorite work from Triggers. This needs more episodes. This needs another season. And listen, they can do this with so much of the city because Night City is such a big city. You know, there's so much depth to it. Like, don't touch on only one character, touch on many characters, and not only prequel wise, but people that we've met in Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know, like make a little anthology about Jackie, make a little anthology about, I don't know, Rogue. Like, there's so much you have there to work with. Man, that anime was so good, man. That's my anime of the year. When y'all watch it, when you talk about it, oh my god, I'm still empty, y'all. When you finish an anime, you know how you feel like absolute shit inside? That's how I'm feeling right now. Man,
there's a couple animes that get me like that. Yeah.
man, I feel like I don't have purpose anymore. Like I look at everywhere I look, it reminds me of them. Like, man, it's tough. It's tough out here. But aside from that, Soul Hackers I've been playing as well. I'm about 10 hours in. That game is big. There's a lot to do in that game. But I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm thinking about getting the one more edition, the Persona 5 one more edition that they have on the Atlas page. It's
That's
like
$120.
$110, but it has a steel book. It has a little a treasure chest. It's a switch case. It's a switch case, Macho.
Isn't the Steelbook the same as the one that released a couple years ago?
But I have that for the PlayStation, not for the Switch.
Oh my god. I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
I do the exact same thing with Crisis Core, so I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, right now I find myself between a rock and a hard place because I want to play Cyberpunk 2077 on my PS5, but I know that's a beefy game that I would want to platinum, and I have so many other games that I'm playing, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, man, Live Alive, what a damn game. That's a damn contender in my list for Game of the Year. That's for me, my personal one. That's
Absolutely a hidden gem of the year.
It's a hidden gem of the year. It's one of the best JRPGs that I played of recent memory. And it's a bite-sized one, man. It's so rare to find something this in-depth but this short. I beat it in like 25 hours. Like,
Yeah,
it didn't even take me that long. But yeah, man, that's been me. Live Alive.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, I want to ask you so about Cyberpunk 2077 too, because I saw the Edge Runner stuff. I'm like, oh man, everyone's like, the game's a great companion. I'm like, but I played the first hour, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, the first hour is, I don't know, I feel like it's not the most exciting thing, but it's not indicative of like the rest of the experience.
well, that's good to hear actually, because yeah, that first hour I was just like, oh man, I don't know if I can do this for like 50 more hours, but. If
And it doesn't even matter
chance
'cause
it
it-
by what you and Walt say, I'm just like, okay, maybe
I mean,
it's
you
something
should have,
worth
I
looking
think you
into.
should have like ran the free trial to its course and then made your decision after the 5 hours that free trial gave you, and then kind of went from there.
All right,
Macho.
I'll download again and see. I think the trial's
But-
still there, so.
I don't know if it's
For
if it is, though.
premium. For premium it is.
But
Okay.
isn't that something different from what they originally gave us in February?
I mean, whatever the case may be, I do think it's just like you create your character and you play for a set amount of time. No?
Yeah, I just think it might be like 2 hours instead of the five
Right.
hours.
Right.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
well, man, we
Um,
can't go back in time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. I'll check it out again and see. And
Yeah,
yeah, we'll go
I
from
do agree
there.
with Soul. I put in 50 hours into Cyberpunk 2077. Uh, it just so happens that 20 of those hours I spent with the game crashing because I played on release like a dum dum. But I do agree that once you finish the first hour or so, which is just the entry, yeah, the intro, whatever intro you choose, it doesn't really matter. Only some dialogue options change in some of the missions, but it doesn't really matter. Uh, I would say judge it from. There's a main mission that you will play that's the same main mission through all the intros. Uh, Once you beat that main mission, and a major event happens with one of the characters, that's when I think you should judge it, because I think that's when Cyberpunk is at its best, when you're
Okay.
when you're doing something really cool.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep it on the list then. That's something I'll definitely get to.
Yes, sir. Which,
But yeah,
by the
man.
way, guys,
That.
before we get into it, really deep, really
Hold
deep.
on. What? Hold on. Well, hold on. First, Soul, what did you want to say first? Before?
I was about to start the
That,
podcast.
that's the thing. We're gonna start it. I just want to say, you two,
Whoa.
congrats on the streams, Macho, and doing these streams this week, and congrats to Soul for hitting 1,000 views on the analysis for God of War
Yeah.
that he did this week. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't, and then come back to the podcast.
Yeah, man. 1,200 views, man. Crazy.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
man. I
Love to
appreciate
see.
it.
Love to see it though.
Let's go ahead and start the podcast proper and get into some of these topics because we got a lot to talk about. So first, let's go through some of TGS is happening right now, boys. You know the excitement did not stop after Nintendo and Sony's big showcases.
It did not.
Um, so yeah, I mean, literally, it's just been you know, all the major sort of like big Japanese publishers, from Sega to Atlas to Square Enix to Capcom, RGG as well. Really, everyone's been having little showcases, you know, showing off their biggest upcoming titles and things like that. What has been some of the standouts for you guys? Macho, I'm sure you saw more of Crisis Core, right?
Yeah, we got some good gameplay breakdown of Crisis Core. Also, it being on the booth over there at Square Enix. Some people that have seen impression videos are saying that it plays a lot like Final Fantasy VII Remake with the updated UI and everything, which is great to hear. Obviously, it still looks a little bit like a PS4-ish kind of game because it's not like a full-on AAA quality game, but it definitely has those bearings. Like it definitely has that love and attention to support that you would expect from like an action RPG from Square Enix nowadays, especially with a Final Fantasy label like this one. So the fact that they're putting a lot of effort into just the battle system itself is really cool. I've also seen some not complaints, more of just like criticism that it is essentially Crisis Core in its full, which I think is a more of a benefit than it is a detriment to it, since a lot of people really love that core experience, pun intended, and they and they essentially just want the same story, but with the updated battle system and everything like that, and that's really cool to see. So I'm really happy that they're doing that and they're kind of just sticking with the story. But I don't think that means that we're not going to be completely void of some Final Fantasy VII Remake tie-ins. So I'm excited to see what that all means once we actually get the game on December 13th, which is a perfect month for that game. I was really hoping it was a December release, so that's good to hear.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that was something because I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they announce the release date beforehand, or this is the first time we're hearing about it?
First time. The newest trailer was the actual release date trailer. So
Nice. And I mean, I feel like this kind of relates to the Nintendo Direct when we eventually talk about that. But like Square Enix, like say what you will about them and the NFTs and shit like that, and some questionable releases. But I feel like
uh-huh.
between like now, or, well, just really this year in general, now and what's upcoming on the horizon, like they have a ton coming out.
Yes, yeah. I was actually just talking about this with actually in a couple of comments and videos for YouTube. They have Star Ocean in October. They got Valkyrie Elysium and Battlefield Chronicles coming out within the next couple of weeks. Crisis Core in December. Then you have Forspoken in January. So they got a ton coming out. So like as a Square Enix fan or just a fan of JRPGs in general, I'm fed. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely my belly's full. I'm rubbing my stomach like, oh, that was a good meal. Oh, we're getting seconds. Okay, let's do it one more time. So like, I can't wait to play these games, man. I'm really pumped for it. It's getting to the point where I'm just like, I have to like actually hold off and be a responsible adult now and wait till Christmas to actually get some of these games, man. Because I
Yeah.
can't buy them all at one day one. Can't do it.
Hell yeah.
Gotta pick and
Yeah.
choose.
Um, Walt, RGG also had themselves a live stream. What happened there?
Oh. Oh, brother. Listen, I this caught me off guard because I'm used to I don't know you so, but I'm used to like seeing Yakuza be resurface, one game, maybe two games. We got Yakuza 0 and Kiwami once. Then we got Like a Dragon, and that was recently. Like the Song of Life was pretty recent, like 2 or 3 years recently, or the remaster collect. But my guy, we got like 4 announcements for 4 different games. So we got officially Yakuza has been changed. The name has been changed. It won't no longer be Yakuza. It's gonna be called Like a Dragon now. Moving forward, which I don't care about the name as long as you give me that. This is a good game. It's a good game.
And like and to be fair, because I see like some people like questioning, or I guess just people who aren't in the know who don't understand why this is happening, and I feel like the most logical reason is just because like they're kind of slowly in the most recent games slowly moving away from like I guess like the Yakuza roots of like the old games.
Yeah,
Um,
and I would also again, by no means this is factual information, but also the fact that the Yakuza are not necessarily the best representation of what Japan is.
yeah,
And Like a Dragon very much symbolizes the idea of, in Japan, it very much is a thing of symbolism. You have things like the koi fish, or you have things like the koi fish going up the waterfall and becoming a dragon. Uh, it I get it. And it markets itself way better in the future when in a world where political correctness is more abundant than ever. I think that eventually the title Yakuza won't have, because it's like calling your game the cartel. You know what I mean? It
Or
it would be
Mafia.
that, or the mafia, or mafia, yeah, or mafia. But I think that connotation and context it very important with Yakuza and what Japan wants to do, and because it's being more broadcast or more brought here to the West. I think that's why they very much went with the name change as well, because it's being more popularized here in the West. Yakuza is having a field day here in the West.
That's interesting. I'm glad you guys actually touched on it because the one thing that I brought from this presentation was why did they change the name? Because especially since everyone knows what Yakuza is now, so why would they make the shift to something different? And the people who are wondering about Yakuza are like, where's Yakuza at? But that's a very sound reason for why they want to do that.
Yeah, and also because you have things like Ishin. So that's one of the announcements. For the longest time, us Yakuza lovers of the franchise have been begging RGG to localize, which I believe over there is called Kensan. But it's being localized with the Ishin, Yakuza Ishin, or Like a Dragon Ishin, which is very much a spin-off. Imagine absolutely the same characters, Kiryu, Majima, absolutely the exact same characters, but in a more, I think it's like the feudal Japan or Edo period, like it's a more like 1800s or 1700s Japan. Uh, it's old school Japan with swords and old school guns, flintlocks and muskets and but
Super
imagine the
cool.
same characters but different names. So Kiryu is called Ryoma, which I believe Ryoma is a very popular or a historical figure in Japanese lore, Japanese historical lore. We got Like a Dragon 8. So this is going to be the official main entry in the Yakuza series, which, to my surprise, doesn't only feature the latest protagonist, Kasuga. It's going to be Kasuga and Kiryu. So we're gonna have both protagonists, I think, teaming up this time around and having their own game. Which
Which is
so,
cool.
my question to you: what do you think about Kiryu's new look?
I hate it.
You hate it, really?
He looks
I
so dumb, bro.
I
He looks
saw
like he
I,
looks
I
like
saw a meme that it's like Persona 4 Golden and Persona 5.
This is
he
him
looks
now.
like he's a part of fucking Big Time Rush from the haircut. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling it.
That's funny.
It reminded me of Squid Game and how the protagonist just changed his color to red. Um, I don't know. It just seemed like a middle-aged man being like, "I'm cool." I don't know if he's just doing that because he changed his name once again. I think this be his second time changing his name. Um, but not only that game, we also got the announcement for Like a Dragon Gaiden. I think it was the name, which is essentially what Kiryu was doing from Yakuza 7 all the way to Yakuza 8. So what happened? What did he do in that time? Or why does he have his hair all silver like?
Which I think is because he also changed his name, if I remember.
Yes. This man is always on the run. This man is always changing his name. Which is crazy, guys, because again, I get it if you're like Bond, right? If you're Jason Bourne, it's like you're a menace, you're an arsenal, you have weapons. Kiryu has his fist. That's all he's known for because he punches his way through any problem. Like, this man will pick up a motorcycle and drop it on you and tell you how family is worth more than anything.
That's a good
Like,
man.
he's a great man. He's a, with all intents and purposes and respectfully, he's a dad. He's quite the daddy. But these announcements got me discombobulated. But so does this incentivize you to play Yakuza Kiwami 2 that you never finished?
Probably not.
Bam. Will you ever go back to it?
Probably not.
Damn. Why?
Well, I probably will. I'll probably will actually finally dive into this series.
Yes.
I
Start-
am one of those. Yeah.
Either start with Zero or Like a Dragon. Like either of those
I'm
two.
going with Like a Dragon on Steam Deck first.
Nice. Okay, that's a good beginning. So did you just lose the love for this franchise?
I I don't know what was that. I honestly couldn't tell you, man. I think I just like I played Zero. I loved Zero. I played Kiwami. I loved Kiwami. And I loved like jumping from Zero and Kiwami to Kiwami 2 and seeing that difference. Like obviously they changed engines with that game, and
Yeah.
I loved that. I loved the improvements to the combat and graphically how it looked, and the whole like eating system and being able to enter a lot more places and stuff like that. I don't know, man. It's just like all these games are are a fucking investment, and yeah, I don't know, man. I honestly don't
I feel
have
you.
like a specific reason. I don't know. I just stopped playing for whatever reason. That game also came out in 2018, I believe. So that was a pretty stacked year in terms of games. So I don't know.
True.
Probably something came out around that time that just took my attention away.
No, you're right.
I will jump in and say that if you ever get that itch, try Lost Judgment or Judgment, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost Judgment is just incredible. Like I still think about that game. I beat that like in October, November. I'm still thinking about going back to doing the side content 'cause it was so much fun, and just replaying. I saw it got announced for PC too, which I'm tempted, but I need to finish the PS5 version. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Which I got the title. So it's Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. So yes, literally, they're telling you, hey, this man he
There you
ain't
go.
kid you anymore.
You changed his name again.
Again. And we also the fourth announcement was the Judgment collection. So it's gonna be a Steam. It's like $90.
which is great though, because I think one of the reasons why they couldn't get it to Steam, there's so much drama about it, is because the actual actor for Yagami, Detective
Oh,
Yagami, was apparently his agents were very strict on putting that game on PC because of mods and stuff like that. So
oh,
it's
okay.
actually a very good surprise that that series finally came to PC.
Interesting. Well, I
Hmm.
mean, dude, RGG came out swinging. They said, no, not one, not two, three games, three new games. That's great. And
Yeah,
here's the
unlike
thing, man.
unlike Sega, man. What's going on with them?
They sleeping,
Where's Persona 6, man?
bro.
Oh
Right?
shit!
God
I think
damn,
there's a
His
new
entire week of announcement, I totally forgot about that. Oh shit!
bro.
You're right.
Atlas is sleeping. I don't know. I don't know what. Well, okay. They didn't announce the official date for Royal on platforms. Going to be what, October 21st, I think it was.
Yeah, no release dates for the others
No
too,
release.
right?
Yeah, those two I think they're 2023 games.
Yeah,
Okay,
which makes sense. They're gonna
Yeah.
drop 5 first, then 4, then 3. Yeah.
Let
gotcha.
people
Okay.
enjoy five, beat that, and then get to three and four. Those are big games. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
Atlas 6. And listen, so how many announcements was it? Like six announcements that they said they had throughout the year? I feel like this is the time for you to announce Persona 6, isn't it? Get people hyped
Yeah.
up. Uh,
I mean, now's the time, dude. Like everybody's getting the limelight, everyone's getting the attention. So, why not drop the bomb with Persona 6?
I know they still have their Persona Super Live or whatever it's called. So maybe we get our announcement there. They did announce Royal there back in 2019, I think.
mm,
2018 when they had their last big concert. So
right.
hopefully this is when we get it. So
Which, hey, man.
I really wonder if it's gonna be a PS5 exclusive.
Mm,
who
uh,
knows?
Yeah,
yeah.
and I just know like a couple of the announcements that came out from Nintendo Direct in general, and just and like the state of play and everything, it definitely got Xbox fans riled up. So if Persona 6 ends up being exclusive, oh man, that's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I think by putting all the other Personas on Xbox and Switch, I think that Persona 6 is you just go multi-plat. But I think you stay next gen maybe. Uh, you stay on the PS5 and Series X when you don't go to PS4. But it doesn't make sense because Persona 5 proper
Yeah,
was PS3, PS4, then Royal was PS4, PS5. I wonder if this one's going to be just PS5 or PS4 and PS5, which I don't think.
I doubt it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
doubt it.
Persona doesn't is not the type of game. It's not the type of series that requires I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with six if they go all out or something. But I don't know how all out can you get. Look at SMT5, and that's the latest from Atlas, and it runs on Switch just perfectly. Uh, I don't know. I think they can do PS4, but
Well, the things with Atlas is that they never been about high-end graphics like a Final Fantasy game or anything like
right.
that. They've always been about art style.
Yeah,
So
style. Yeah,
they will absolutely just put it into PS4 and previous consoles. Like there's to me that's like a no-brainer for them.
yeah. And with the Steam Deck, man, like you have to put that on PC. Like you need to.
Oh yeah, yeah for sure.
That'll run beautifully. But yeah, man. Let me tell you, RGG came out swinging. Atlas still sleeping. Where we at? Aside from that, man, I'm just glad that we got the announcement for Royal and we got a few other games like coming to different consoles. And I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of new announcements from other companies, from other developers. Uh, it feels more like everything's just going to different consoles and like Switch is getting a lot of ports. Switch is getting so many ports.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, sure.
yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was that. And I guess the other really big thing that we saw, Matcha, we got the full launch roster for Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you, every time I'm seeing this game in a new trailer,
It's gorgeous, man.
it's getting me more excited
And I love
every time.
and I love and this doesn't even have anything to do with like the like the gameplay itself, but like
You talking
I
about Jury
love
now? You about to talk about Jury, huh?
Hey yo.
no. I love the well, I can talk about Jury, all day.
Yes,
But
sir.
but the sort of like character still images that they released with like I don't know, they have like some weird like taglines like on the like I don't know, it's like a picture of like I think like Cammy in there, and then there's like some words like spray painted like on the back wall, but it's like it's these super stylized
God bless her.
just like almost like official art of like all of these characters. And I don't know, it just looks, the art style is so cool, man.
It's one of those things where it's like every time you look at it, like, oh, I'm probably gonna get used to it, and then every time I watch them, like, nah, they're doing something new and crazy and awesome and creative with it, and it's just their presentation is out of this world. And what you're actually talking about, Soul, is the opening movie. I think probably someone just got like a still shot or something.
Oh, gotcha. That's probably it.
Yeah, where they have just like graffiti art, or whether it's just like I don't know what the actual font's called. It's like a military kind of fonts, sort of like a pristine look to it. But overall, like everything that's combined with this game just looking more and more better. And the latest trailer talking about the battle hub and how you can go back to previous Street Fighter games in that battle hub, and each battle hub that's going to be created is going to have at least 100 players in it. They can go to arcade cabinets and start fighting each other, or go to other older games. You can go into like the extreme battles, which is like this really fun and goofy mode that's something Street Fighter absolutely needed, because one of the things that makes NetherRealm's games so much fun to play beyond the multiplayer and the fact that it's a Mortal Kombat game is that it has really goofy modes with it, and not just multiplayer but single player stuff. So there's the towers that you can go, that ascending difficulty or crazy modifications to battles and stuff like that. And I think they also have something in Mortal Kombat 11 maybe that's called Test Your Luck or whatever, where basically just throw shit on the screen and you have to adapt to it and fight your opponent. They're doing the same thing here with Street Fighter, where you actually have some sort of hot potato kind of game where you just kick and punch a ball that's going to explode, and you have to get to the other person's side of the screen. You have something from, I think it's like a little bomb character from Mega Man that you have to kick to the other opponent as well. And they have a lot of really cool, fun, and just silly modes called that's going to be in the extreme mode that you can just have so much fun in for single player stuff, and that is just so crucial because that it needed that. And on top of that, man, that trailer, the news trailer that talked about the actual like story mode, and they caught a little glimpse of it in the live stream. Like there's like an hour live stream, the special presentation for Street Fighter 6 that actually showcased like the first 10-15 minutes of this single player story mode, and it's incredible, man. They're actually putting in the character creator from Monster Hunter World and making it better and putting it to this game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's like so cool to me. So you're gonna be like your own character in this Street Fighter universe, and then you're gonna go around the world learning different moves from different characters and essentially making your own character fighter in the single player mode. That'd be
That's pretty
awesome.
badass, yeah.
Yeah, dude. It would be amazing if they actually you could take that character online, like some sort of like silly free for all match or something
That
like that.
would
Nothing with
be
rank.
that would be interesting, but like I wonder,
It's like Jump Force.
like yeah, I mean yeah, if you can literally build your own, almost like you're building out your own like build in an RPG or whatever, and then take it online. Like I feel like it is so gonna be like really like a true test of like skill at that point, because you're not using like established characters. Like these are characters that you are literally building like from the ground up. Um, so, and I feel like they really could get like like really wild with that too, because obviously it will be like, hey, like if you start off fighting, you know, normal grunts or whatever, then you can acquire their skills. And but obviously those skills will be like kind of like low grade, like D tier skills, because obviously that's going to reflect like the enemies that you fight. But then once you start getting to like, you know, I don't know, characters like Chun-Li or Ryu himself, like those fights are going to be really hard. And if you're able to beat them, then you can get their signature skills by beating them. And obviously that's going to reflect, you'll get better sort of skills based off of like the better opponents that you fight. Like I don't know, I think they can really take that in a really cool direction.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's when they were talking about in the presentation. I don't know if it's going to be RPG like that, but from what I've understood, that you're not only using these skills that you're learning from these fighters in matches across the globe, you're actually going to be using them for platforming situations too. So something like Chun-Li's flying kick, you can use that move, and it's very silly. It looks super dumb, but you can use that move to go from like one awning to another that probably has like a treasure chest or something, or like a new cosmetic item for your character. Um, I think there's another one. Maybe you can use like reuse flying kick or something like that, or like some sort of punching dash. I think the person used to go from one platform to another to
I'll,
get like some item that's in there.
I'll take that over microtransaction. Like make it silly, but instead of having to pay $5 for a cosmetic, let me just learn this move by beating this very hard boss, and let me just jump on this platform. Like I don't know, like make it challenging, make it like a little puzzle.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what makes this like single player mode so much fun and different. Just from like a preview standpoint, we didn't even play the game yet. Like from the preview standpoint, it looks great because even like
Yeah.
you go to the trailer and look to see your character fighting other quote unquote grunts across the world, is different stages every time. So like
Yeah.
they're actually implying, not implying, but they're actually like imploring the whole Street Fighter part of the game. Like you're actually
Yeah.
fighting on random streets now, like instead of just like on a bevy of stages that the game actually comes with,
Yeah.
which is like to me it's
That's
super cool.
that's why Mortal Kombat, fatalities have been a staple because it literally is Mortal Kombat. You're fighting to the death. So this is like they never lost that identity. A Street Fighter 5 left such a sour taste in so many people's mouths. Street Fighter 6
Including
has.
mine.
Yeah, I mean, you've talked about just how disastrous it was on release, you know? I mean, I think
Completely,
now it's like
yeah.
it's in a better position, I think now, right?
It's the complete opposite, man. We're
Mm.
so you actually brought up as a point before. We're actually launching with 18 characters for Street Fighter 6,
Yeah.
as
That's
opposed to
solid.
16 from 5, and I think it was about the same number for 4.
Like I remember even like Dalsum, right? Like he was a character that wasn't even on like at launch with 5. Like he was added in like later, but with 6 he's actually like in there like at launch, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they're definitely, because the trailer we actually watched from TGS was you could consider it the World Warriors trailers, that or trailer where they're just introducing everybody from different corners of the world because it actually ties into the single player part of the game as well. You have Dawson from India, you have Ken from America, and as long as Luke is also kind of like your trainer in a sense. E Honda, who's China, I want to say. I think it's
E
China, or
Honda,
is it
yeah, he was
China?
one of the 4 that got announced this
Yeah, I'm
week.
trying to remember the region. I think it was. I want to say China, but it could be Japan as well. I forgot. Um, but then you also had a couple others that were announced within like the opening movie that you touched on too. So which was Cammy, and then we got also DJ that was announced. He looks really badass and super cool. And a lot of really new. We got new characters in there as well, which I don't remember all of their names. I
Bro,
think one of them's Marissa, who's kind of like more like a beefy. She looks like an MMA fighter a
ooh.
little bit.
I'm still obsessed with Kimberly, man.
Same
She's
here.
so
Yeah, I was gonna
cool.
say Kimberly
She's so
looks
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
Man,
So
she
Street Fighter
reminds me
Six,
of like a what do you call it? Like what's the Brazilian martial art? Um,
you're talking about Sean or Laura?
no, no. Because the way she moves, she reminds me of
Oh, Capybara, something like that.
Yeah, Capoeira. She reminds me like she has some of that like in the way that she moves, like in at least in popular medium. When I see Capoeira being portrayed, she reminds me of that. Is Laura in this game too? Did they announce her?
No, no, she's not a character in this game.
Damn, Laura
She,
baddie.
but she was a great character too. She was actually my main when I first played Street Fighter
I bet it
Five.
was, you sicko.
Listen, she was great, man. She has those command grabs, and she held me tight.
She got
And
the
say that
gorilla
she-
grippers, yeah.
Hey yo.
Hey, man, she also made it to Evil Finals, and that was really hype.
No, you know what's crazy? What
yeah.
Street Fighter 6 is doing for me in terms of visually, it's what Persona 5 did after P4. Because although Persona 4, excellent
Here
game,
we go. Persona 5
it-
again.
it's doing the choice of like to Soul's point, the whole stylistic like frames or stills. It reminds me of the All Out
Yeah.
attacks when they show like Queen does her Fist of Justice, and she's on the side with her own kind of theming around it. Hey man, Persona 5 is the new Breath of the Wild. What can I say?
Yeah, but to your point, yeah, the art style is just so out of this world, and I'm
Yeah.
so happy with what they're doing with it and having those special moves tied to those really cinematic graffiti flares. Like it just fits and
Mm.
it feels so good. It's like when Final Fantasy finally had rock in it for the first time, like rock music.
Mm.
It's like Street Fighter having hip hop in it, and it's like that's a match made in heaven. That should never
Yeah.
be separated.
And,
And now that we
and
finally got it back, it feels so good.
and let's face it, with the Avatar, RPG elements, that's the closest we're gonna get to actually being with Chun-Li. So that's a win-win for me.
God.
Go touch some
But-
grass, man.
Yeah.
Hey man, grass is here,
Soaking
but
like
she
a,
ain't.
soaking like a soaking like a true man right there. Go touch some grass.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, overall, it's a great man.
What's up?
It's good.
When Macho was talking about or Walt was talking about Persona being the new Breath of the Wild, it reminded me of those memes that you see of like real life Japan. People are like, wow, it looks like Shibuya Station in Persona 5 or whatever. And like the caption is like, Persona 5 motherfuckers don't know Japan's a real place.
Bro, it's crazy because like you play the actual Yakuza games, and then you're like, oh, that's how it actually looks. Like, no,
Wait,
man.
where's that softcore nudie store at?
Hey, yo, where's Kawakami at? Where's my teacher at? Nah, man. That's funny.
But
That
yeah.
no, with so many JRPGs, might as well just bring Persona 5 at every turn. Motherfuckers did it with Breath of the Wild with open world games. I'm gonna do it with Persona 5.
Yeah, but yeah, man, TGS was a banger, man. It was
Yeah.
a lot better than I was expecting because I usually don't expect too much from. I feel like TGS recently hasn't really been the place where people show off like a ton of things.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, but all of a sudden everyone was like, you know what, let's go off. So
After that
yeah.
D23, man, we kind of needed something bigger.
And then after a certain company having their little TGS conference and ending it on fucking Deathloop of all things. But we won't get into that.
Oh man, no, I did want to give a bit of a shout out, Zach. I did sort of watch it, and
Sorta, yeah.
because I was working. So I was kind of just listening in the background and as they're going through it, and I will say that finally that Xbox platform is finally getting some great JRPGs, but I can see the frustration. People were looking for something new because it was just a lot of ports.
A lot of ports, man. Stuff that has been out for, I mean, in Persona's case, since 2017.
Even further back, man, Ni no Kuni, that game released in like 2013, I think, 2014.
Yeah, and it's the first one. It's not even the Revenant one. It's the White
Well,
Witch
I think
one.
they did get
right?
two. I think they did get two as well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's just coming a little later.
Yeah, but like, and to your point, so how Deathloop was the end, the how they ended it. It's poetic because indeed we start again the Deathloop. It's like we never escape. We never escape.
That's right.
We never escape this type of conference. It's always the same thing. But hey,
We
okay.
never accept that game, man. Never.
But hey, the games are coming, guys. I promise, they're coming.
But man, at least they're getting those though. But I can see the
Yeah,
frustration.
that's good.
But man, the fact that they even got Ni no Kuni and stuff like that, like for me, that's amazing because that game just
Hell
needs to
yeah.
be played everywhere and at all times. It's such a great JRPG, and it's getting another breath of life on that console. So for me, I'm happy with that. But
Breath of Life, yeah.
But yeah, man, that was a TGS, very very cool. But before we got into the TGS week, we had both Nintendo and Sony sort of kick things off. It was kind of like what Sony did for E3, right? They showed up before everyone had all their big conferences, and I would argue that they probably had the best showcase during the summer with that banger of a state of play with RE4 and Final Fantasy 16 and Street Fighter 6. And yeah, they kind of did it again with this one. So yeah, let's dive into the state of play first. I don't know about you guys, but when they first announced it, because it was weird, man. Like this felt like Nintendo true and true, where they announced it literally, what was it, a day
A
in
day
advance,
before.
right?
Yeah, they
Right,
always do
just
either 24 or 48 hours prior.
or even a week with like their showcases, right?
Hmm.
Like yeah, they're really like join us next week, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Just they gave us just a day in advance for this one, so it felt like, to me at least, it felt like, oh, this must not be a big thing if they're just giving us one day in advance. Oh, it's also only 20 minutes, right? So like, what can you possibly do in 20 minutes? So like, my expectations were super super low
Mm.
with this. Especially since like there was a leaker who said that Hogwarts Legacy was going to be one of the 10 games shown off. So I was like, God
Yeah.
damn it, dude! I don't need to see that game anymore. This is another Forspoken, another Deathloop situation where Sony has marketing for a game and they have to show it literally every conference. But
Hmm.
whatever. So that made me even more disappointed. So yeah, I was coming into this with super low expectations, and then lo and behold, I was like I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of blown away. I think this is probably their second best state of play, only behind the one that happened in the summer. But
Yeah,
walk me through your guys' emotions. Like, how were you guys feeling when it was announced, and how did you feel afterwards?
that shit was hype. That shit was
Yeah, I
hype.
mean, we did the reactions for people that wanted like actually check out our actual thoughts on it and everything. We did a quick breakdown at the end, but overall, I think to speaking for Walt here too, that we were
Hmm.
just instantly surprised
Yeah,
right
the
from the
opener
get
was
go.
insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tekken 8,
Tekken looks insane,
fucking Tekken 8, dude.
yeah,
and that shit looks like from another dimension of how good that looked. Because that was actual gameplay.
Yeah, yep.
Yo, what?
That's actually in game. And the thing is, if you go back to the trailer too, you can spot the parts where you people were
Hmm.
playing the game. You can spot
Hmm.
that, and then there's also like some really cool cinematic flares that are obviously tailored to like a trailer. But just
Yeah,
watching it, you can be like, oh yeah, they're actually playing the game, and then it cuts eventually to like the in-engine movie of sorts where Jin does. It looks like he does like a special move at the end,
hmm.
and the title reveal. So
And it was cool how they used the chains to to make the eight.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
pretty cool.
No, it was
Uh,
super hype. After coming off of Evo, right? Everyone was just salivating of a Tekken 8 announcement. And with the creator of Tekken going on stage, so you remember this, where you went like,
yeah.
he went with the
It was
announcer,
so
he's like,
funny.
it's it. Yeah, yeah, he was just jumping around.
And then he
Everyone,
fucking left.
yeah, they did the point at the camera and then left. So everyone knew what it was, but like to have a nice surprise here, have it as the opening, which is really big. Just not only for the Tekken series in general, and for Bandai Namco, but for PlayStation, because
mhm.
that trailer is one of the most viewed trailers out of the entire state of play, separately from the state of play. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
big
for
stuff,
sure.
man. Tekken 8 is huge, huge. It feels like it's. I think it's about the right time too, because Tekken 7. I think I'm remembering what Maximilian Dude said that Tekken 7 started like around the beginning of the PS4 era
Damn.
Yeah.
and around that time. So we've been Tekken 7 for a long ass time. So it's
But
about
it's
time
never
we got
died
like a really
off.
good.
Anywhere,
Yeah. Hmm.
whenever, and at least during my college days, there was a gaming room. That was the only fighting game that was always being played. It was Tekken, the only
Yeah.
one. It's
Yeah,
insane. Like
I
that
mean,
game never
those are
died.
the king of. That's like one of the king of fighting games right now. It's Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and then Street Fighter fell behind a lot, which is why it's coming back with a vengeance now. But
No, the king.
yeah,
I thought you were gonna say the King of Fighters. I'm like, no, no, that's a different game.
no, no. I mean, but King of Fighters is still like it's still revered, but it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
as big as the others. No.
I don't know about you if you're gonna touch on literally everything, but I know that I'm gonna just talk about the
Yeah,
highlights for
yeah.
me.
We'll go through. We'll go through.
Okay. Do you have the list, Machito?
I mean, I think I got it pretty
You got
much.
it? Okay, because I don't know the
Yeah, there's only
order.
10 games.
Okay, okay, I don't know the order
So
though.
yeah, we started out with Tekken 8, obviously, which was, yeah, that, like, what a tone setter, man. Like, that was such a great opening.
Mm,
Um, I feel like with shows, like, some of the most important things are like what you open with and what you close with, and they definitely
Hmm.
knocked that out of the park with both this state of play and the one that happened in June. Um, and even the original PS5 showcase with when they opened with Miles Morales Macho. So
hmm.
um, Yeah, so they opened with Tekken 8. And then we moved into to probably if there was a low point, then this was it for me. They moved into back-to-back VR titles, the
Mm.
Star Wars one and then the Demio one. Um, and then after that, I believe is when we got the Ishin announcement, which was a really big deal. Um,
Yeah, it looks
I
Mm-hmm.
really
love
cool.
I
Godlike.
love I love that the box art for it where where Kiryu with the revolver at his forehead and the katana like on his shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like I was like on Twitter and the page that's like the account that's like pics that go hard. It was like literally that. I was like, yep. um
They lumped it up with a a GIF that showed a guy about to slash with a katana, and when he's going to slash, instead he just pulls out a Glock. It's like, yeah, that's what's gonna be to play Kiryu. You think
yeah.
about a gun and a sword to a sword fight? Oh, it's so good, man. The art style goes so hard.
Yeah. And then they showed off Hogwarts Legacy, which I didn't watch this trailer because I was kind of like I caught the show like afterwards.
Hmm.
How did this look for you guys? Because I didn't watch it.
Well, I know we touched on this really quickly, so you want to
Yeah,
say, yeah, go for it.
I liked it. And I know Macho. I think you've been like on board with this game from the very beginning. Uh, but this game, this specific trailer, uh, first we have to mention it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive quest that they showcased. Um,
Yeah.
which I know there's a lot of people that have problems with that, but
It's weird. It's weird that we're going back to that. I felt like we got
yeah.
away from that. So yeah, that's kind
Last
of
time I
weird.
remember playing a game I played where that took place, and this was oof, it was Destiny 1. So I remember the PlayStation had an exclusive exotic weapon, the Jade Rabbit, which is exclusive to the PlayStation version of Destiny. And there was a quest where you could only play, or a strike that you can only play on PlayStation. I'm super down. I'm a fan of horror, and this quest is very much that. It's like you're in this haunted house that has like mannequins starting to become alive, and it looks more like a horror quest than it does like an actual like fighting like mage on mage battle type deal.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. What about you, Macho?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it because
Yeah.
it's the haunted Hogsmeade, which is
Yeah.
so there's this village and it's right next to Hogwarts that the students can walk to. Is essentially kind of like their R&R situation. So I love, and they said before how we were going to be traveling to different areas around Hogwarts, not just venturing inside the castle, which is good to hear. So the fact that we have side quests like this, where they're going to exist outside of Hogwarts, is reassuring to me that yeah, it's like a full-bodied game. The fact that it's exclusive is what it is. There's really no point in kind of complaining about that since it honestly keeps on happening. And with big games like this, it's gonna happen everywhere, honestly. So it is what it is. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean, as far as like the actual tone of it and everything, I think it's great because, like I said before, it's set in this village for adult students can go to. So the fact there's like a little bit of like a story to tell for these students, like, oh yeah, there's like a haunted house over there, blah blah blah. Like that's really cool. It's like the Shrieking Shack in the Harry Potter universe where the students that would go near, all I hear was just yells and screams from it, but they'll never enter into it until you actually see what it is in the third Harry Potter movie. So I think it's really cool that they're creating like their own little stories within Hogwarts Legacy. That's just not based on J.K. Rowling's work either, which is really cool. So I'm on
Yeah.
board, man. Every time I see this game, I get more excited for it. But with Soul, I'm like, I don't need to see anymore.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so like I feel like after seeing that in the state of play, I don't need to see anything else because I know I'm gonna play it. I don't need to see anything more. Um, and yeah, they're implementing a lot of really cool stuff for that game. So either way, I'm super excited to finally play. Like I'm really on board for that. Definitely gonna get that digital deluxe edition or the deluxe edition to play it early too. So I'm all
Yeah.
on board with this.
I
When?
oh,
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 go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask when does this come out?
In a packed month for games.
Oh yeah. 23 is looking to start off strong as hell with games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is
Yeah.
that now we're entering this point where the sentiment I'm seeing more and more online and YouTube and everything about this game is that people are just conflicted because they want to play the game, but they don't want to play the game. But it's like if you buy this game, you're not. It's not like you're supporting a certain perspective, and this has nothing to do with that person. You're
Yeah.
just supporting a group of developers that really pour their heart and soul into this this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they even had FAQ directed towards that too. Where like,
Yeah,
what's J.K. Rowling's involvement with this game, stuff like that, and then they're like, nothing.
yeah,
They were more involved with her team that's okays what we can and cannot do and stuff like that.
yeah.
So
The
she,
most.
as far as we know, she doesn't have a say in it, and I
Hmm.
get it for people that don't want to like put money towards the franchise or whatever case may be. But
Yeah,
look, man, it's you're gonna buy what you want to buy,
yeah,
and either way, it's your happiness that you want to go towards, or resentment, whatever case you want to do towards this game. But for me, I want to play a good ass Harry Potter game I've been waiting for a long, long time. So I'm all in on this game. It's all
yeah, man.
about Harry Potter really is all about the living in that world and being part of that entire universe. So for me, if it gives me an avenue like this one where it looks really in depth and it's an open world, you get to create your own character and like yeah, I'm down, man. Like
This is
J.K. Rowling can do whatever she wants. I don't care. I'm gonna be
yeah.
playing this game.
This is giving me the same type of feeling that Arceus did, in the sense that Arceus was like a childhood dream because you can actually catch Pokemon in the wild by throwing Pokeballs at it. I feel like with Hogwarts Legacy is the same thing as when I was a kid and I was really into Harry Potter. I was like, oh man, I imagine, hey, what house would you be in? Oh, and we would explore like the haunted forest, and we go to the Chamber of Secrets, and we go here and we go there. Like, and this is like, oh, we get to live that. We get to live that through, not in a multiplayer setting, but we get to live that as like an actual student and create your own. And what's so cool, you're not just a student. You can actually dive into the dark arts, and I think that's such a cool add-on to this. Such a cool like path that you can tread.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
How
So
was
I'm down.
Legacy?
I'm down.
What was after that? So
Um, so after that, let's see. I actually
Was it
don't.
Pacific Drive? I think.
Pacific
Yeah,
Drive. Oh yeah.
I think so. What'd you guys think about that? That's another trailer that I didn't watch. But I saw a lot of people were seemingly into it.
Hmm.
I well, the when we saw the trailer, we were both confused on what it was. But
Yeah.
after actually like after actually like kind of like trying to see what it really was, what it reminded me of was again, I'm totally guessing here what it can be, but it seemed like it might be like a roguelike first person game in an
Yeah.
apocalyptic sort of way where well you said it before where like you can go like and upgrade your car and then you die but
Yeah.
then you keep the parts that you have to keep upgrading your car. But I mean that's the idea we're just making shit up. But
No, no,
as we
but
know
I
anything
did
else
see.
about the game.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Any of our listeners, but when I did see the account of the official of the actual developers, and they called it a road like. So it's gonna be a
Well there you
roguelike
go.
on the road, which that just sounds so cool, man. I like roguelikes and a road like you're upgrading your car or you get different paths, different types of they showed zombies in the trailer, they showed lightning striking the floor, they showed like the earth shifting and moving and all sorts of shit happening on screen. That's why we were so confused because at first I was like, "Oh, is this like a Firewatch type deal?" Because it has that same kind of like art style or art direction, like a cartoony, somewhat realistic approach,
Yeah.
like a Firewatch or a Life is Strange. But no, it's just you're in a car and you need to drive as far as you can, I guess, and upgrade your car
So
with.
so I was essentially right then.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
shit! Wow. Okay. Cool.
But I think that's good because they did a good trailer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They did a trailer
No,
that
they didn't. They basically said nothing in that trailer, and I was like, oh, okay.
and said enough. They said nothing and they said enough, which is insane. Yeah, I'm into it. I'm into what it's looking to be. I can't wait to see like an actual gameplay with like the HUD and see how it like what does the upgrading look like. Are there multiple cars? You know, now that I know what it is, now I can actually ask the questions. You know, what is the car? Where is the car? How is the car? You know, now it's not a what is this type deal.
Yeah, well, I can imagine like if you're gonna run to characters in that game, they're gonna be through the radio and they're gonna like
Yeah,
direct you or whatever. So
which I don't mind because again, Firewatch, a game that had multiple characters, but the main two, one was in first person, second one was only over the radio, and you got invested, like really, really invested by only listening to the lore and the back and forth. So I'm into it, man.
Nice. Yeah, and then after that, I believe then we got on what I would probably, I mean, obviously Tekken 8 was big as well, but what I
Hmm.
feel like is like them just going like banger after banger after banger was sort of like the three-hit punch of Stellar Blade, Rise of the Ronin, and then God of War Ragnarok.
Mm.
Which interestingly enough, for both Stellar Blade, which we finally got a name for,
Hmm.
and Rise of the Ronin, we've learned. Well, actually, we learned during the show that these are two titles that are now being published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. For Rise of the Ronin specifically, they said in a interview after, I think during like TGS, that the game has been in development for 7 years and that Sony has been helping like a lot with it. So yeah, it makes sense why they're publishing the title. But yeah, I mean, similarly to both Neo 1 and Neo 2, this is Sony, for lack of a better term, getting in bed with Koei Tecmo Team
Hey, yo.
Ninja again. So yeah, I mean, these two games
Yeah.
were aside from God of War, these two games were my highlights. So, how'd you guys feel about Stellar Blade, first of all?
hell yeah, we got a name, and it's a
Yeah.
cool
It's a
ass
cool,
action name.
yeah, it's a cool name, yeah.
It is, it is. And the logo, the actual like the title, the way that they did the what is it? I don't know what you call it. I'm not an artist, but the way that it looks like neon like and it stands out really like a lot. It looks like cursive almost. It looks so cool. It looks so groovy, man. Looks so cool.
Stylized, yeah. It's a
Yeah, very
cool
stylish.
ass cool as name for an action game.
It's
Hell
also
yeah.
like visually stunning, man.
Hmm.
Like it looks like it looks like a true like next gen sort of title. It almost
It looks like what Bayonetta should look like. Let's just say it right
it almost looks fake. Like I almost feel like I'm being scammed, but I mean it's coming out next year. It looks pretty good. It almost looks like I don't know, like those mobile game kind of like trailers that make the game look far better than it actually is.
But it's
Oh
real.
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But this
Yeah,
time it's real.
yeah.
Oh, well, I'll be honest.
Right.
During the reaction, I told Macho, I think that the difference between Bayonetta and Stellar Blade, I think Bayonetta has more like unique design. Like Bayonetta's whole concept and how her hair is, her suit, like all of that is so unique. It's so cool. It's more inspired, I feel like. But Stellar Blade, it just feels like a dream anime game. It feels like go full weeb. And listen, man.
And I even weird. I just feel like it's like really heavy on sci-fi stuff too, which is
Yeah, but that's the
cool.
thing. It feels like a. It almost gives me the. Not I mentioned it earlier with Star Edge Runners, but Trigger has this type of style where it's exaggerated, but it's so stylistic. That's what Stellar Blade gave me.
I
There's
mean,
so
I'll
much.
give you a better comparison. I think it's Nier-esque a little bit. He definitely gave me some Nier vibes.
I agree. Yeah, no, for sure, but more flashy. Because
Yeah,
Nier is a lot more toned down. Uh, but yeah, no, the fighting, the character models, the design, like they look cool. The protagonist looks very cool. Like no, she's not like like the typical anime like stereotypical like just I'm a badass like lollipop chainsaw, but that works over there with Juliet. Uh, this one just it's cool. Like this one's just a cool game, and the logo says that Stellar Blade. Oh, I'm a cool game. Yeah, man, I'm down. I'm super
Yeah.
down, and it's
Well, I
sci-fi.
know we're all pre-ordering for multiple reasons. So
Yeah, man. Don't,
Um,
dude, the screenshots go wild. Like people are crazy. But hey, I keep doing the Lord's work.
Also, I wanted to bring up the. Also, I just love like, yeah, the action looks like sick, man. It does really look like like a Bayonetta or DMC. So I'm totally down for that. My thing that I wanted to kind of get your guys' opinion on is that like I feel like everyone's sort of ever since Japan Studio got reshuffled or focused into Team Asobi, people have kind of been questioning like Sony's how do I say this, like their Japanese presence with games and stuff like that. I feel like what we're seeing is like, sure, like Japan is still as important as ever. Like obviously we're gonna debut stuff like Resident Evil 4 and Street Fighter and Tekken on our shows and stuff like that, and Final Fantasy, of course, we're closer to that than ever. But we're not just focused on Japan solely. Like we're spreading out to all of Asia, really, because now you're seeing games like Stellar Blade that are Korean, or games like Lost Soul Aside that's Chinese. I mean, they have a lot of love with Chinese games, like games like Fist, that came out last year, right? And then
Genshin
obviously,
Impact, I think, is one
yeah,
too.
exactly. And then
Yeah.
of course we'll still get traditional Japanese games like Rise of the Ronin, right? So like, yeah, I feel like they're like, obviously they're still doing their thing in Japan, but we're spreading out to China and Korea and sort of places that I feel like are like untapped markets. So yeah, I definitely love that approach. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you know what people are gonna say to that though? It's not first party,
It's
I
not
mean,
organic.
which is dumb. Which is dumb. I'll just say that right now. But
yeah, yeah.
It's not organic, bro. Organic, bro.
But it's not
yeah,
like, yeah, it's not like they're like acquiring these studios or anything like that. They're just investing in them.
Yeah, which is
Um,
cool, and we're getting fantastic. Like everything, I mean, hey, there was a
They
doozy.
don't need to buy everything, man.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing.
yeah.
You don't need to buy to move forward. Tatakai, Aaron Yeager does not agree with that. You gotta just move forward and just invest. It's not about buying. It's longevity. It's not being immediate, like immediate profit or immediate just results. Uh, which also, I think you mentioned God of War, but God of War was the ending of that.
Yeah,
Before that,
we'll get there.
no, but there's another game that you didn't mention. It's Sin Duel something Sin.
Uh,
yeah. Sin Duality. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
that's another
super
one I did.
anime mech game.
Okay.
just wanted to mention it. Sin Duality. That's another game that was mentioned.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a game that looks gorgeous, but like if it looks like you're just gonna be around this mech with this girl, and maybe it's her brother or something like that. I don't know. It was a very confusing trailer, but it looked visually looked great, but I don't know. It didn't really blow anybody's socks off.
Yeah. So yeah, let's move on to Rise of the Ronin. Another Team Ninja joint. Now, honestly, so it's funny because Fallen Dynasty is like, it has a demo out right now.
Hmm.
So people are playing it, and they're saying that, yeah, like definitely like the Neo inspirations are here. That DNA is definitely like still intact here. But it seems like a more traditional sort of like level to level kind of based game, like like Neo 1 and Neo 2 was, or at least that's the impression that I'm getting so far. But Rise of the Ronin is a little bit more interesting to me because, first of all, the aesthetic and where it takes place. I feel like we don't get a lot of games taking place in that specific sort of like time period of like colonialism.
Yep.
But also,
Yeah.
to me, it's interesting because like for Neo 1 and Neo 2, and what makes the Dark Souls games and Bloodborne work so well for me, and even Elden Ring to an extent, is the locations. They're all like really really interesting, like where those games take place. And for the Neo games, for me, it was just purely the combat that got me through those games, and the enemies, because going through those levels are boring as hell, man. Like I
Yeah.
don't like those locations at all. The shortcuts are always cool to unlock those, and those are always satisfying,
Yeah.
but all of those locations, like, they're just like, I don't know, they're not like, in the Dark Souls games or the From games, like you always remember those locations. And I don't know, the Neo games, I just never did. I could care less about those places.
I
With
agree. Yeah.
because it was literally like level based, like you were just moving from like one stage to the next stage. But with Rise of the Ronin, it seems more open world, right? Like you got a horse, you got like a glider thing.
Yeah.
So my
A
hope is
grapple.
that yeah, my hope is that with the added traversal stuff, that it makes that sort of exploration a little bit more interesting than in Neo games. So you couple that with the tried and true Team Ninja combat,
Yeah.
and which I think they're the best in the biz. Um, and I think you got a recipe for like a really, really cool evolution of like the Neo games. So I'm excited for this. How did you guys feel watching it?
Yeah, honestly, this kind of made me more interested in a Team Ninja project because I liked Neo, but and then I look at Neo 2, I even look at Wulong Dynasty, and I feel like I'm watching the same thing, and I just
Yeah.
lose interest. I even saw like a little bit of the demo gameplay for Wulong. I was like, okay, like it looks cool, but it feels like again you see the DNA of Neo, and I just really don't care. But
Yeah.
seeing Rise of the Ronin, I'm just like, oh yeah, the environments look so much better. I love the colonialism aspect to it too because you're getting a little bit
Yeah.
of that the Buffett is it the Buffett? Is that what it's called?
You like colonialism? You sick? You psycho?
Shut up, Walt. That just that era because like as soon as I saw like the town and everything, it reminded me of Assassin's Creed 3 and why
Yeah.
that location was one of my favorites in the Assassin's Creed series.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have that tone, but with a samurai sort of so like game, but with the combat of Neo sounds really appealing to me.
Yeah. I mean, you had
I'm
ships and
way more
everything,
interested than I
though,
was for
so
Neo 2 and Wulong Dynasty. That's for sure.
you also had European ships and just like out and about. I think the story will feature not only like Japanese centric characters, very much how in Neo you're not Japanese, you're just William, and you're just some dude that actually just learns the martial arts and learns the ways of the samurai and comes to Japan to defeat Nobunaga or whatever the hell it is.
Just like Tom Cruise.
Just like Tom Cruise, just like Matt Damon in that The Wall of China
Oh
movie,
yeah.
The Great Wall.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
what I did appreciate about this is, to what you mentioned, Soul, the level design looks a lot more fun to traverse. Not only because it looks varied, but there's verticality. There's a glider. You can go up and down, not just sideways. So there's more mobility. If you're using a musket, you can grapple back and forth and then musket your way through the enemy. And
Yeah, that's
there's
what's
a
called a musket. That's what it's called.
yeah, or flintlocks or whatever. Like there's a lot of cool things happening on the screen. Immediately as soon as I saw it, I was like, Neo? Like as soon as I saw just gameplay or like the tone, because Neo or Team Ninja, they have this very particular, uh, I don't know, it's like a very, I don't know what to call it, like gritty, like dark tone to their games. Like it's almost like pale, like it's not super vibrant, if that makes any sense. But this game, I'm sold. Like Rise of the Ronin looks super dope. And like I told Macho, we don't really have a lot of Ronin games. Like yeah, we have Ghost of Tsushima, but that's not a Ronin. That's a shinobi slash samurai. You're not really a Ronin. In Sekiro, you're a bodyguard to a lord, but you're not a Ronin. You haven't become a Ronin, which is essentially like leaving your duties or whatever the hell it is. This looks cool. I like how it looks. And it looks fun. It doesn't look stiff. It, for a moment, I thought of Strangers of Paradise for a brief second, but then
Yeah, I can see that.
I said, no, no, no. They actually make a good game here.
Yeah, no, the animations look really cool.
Yeah, and the environment, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to how big it's gonna be because they only showed one section, but that section alone looked super, super big. So I wonder if it's gonna be open world or open zone like Neo was.
And that's a 2024 game too, so we got some
Yeah,
time.
that's another thing. It said 2024. I'm like, damn, man, why you blue balling me like this? Like, golly, it's one of the better games being announced in the damn state of play.
But then obviously we had the big one after that. God
PlayStation
of
Stars
War.
announcement of all the stuff you're getting.
Baby, yes sir,
I'm not, I'm
collectible.
not, I'm not, I'm not talking about that. But we got I feel like the trailer that we've all been waiting for, the story trailer for God of War Ragnarok. I do not say this lightly, and I think I speak on behalf of on all of us when I say that I think that was probably one of the best trailers I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
100%.
how did you guys feel after or what's your guys' thoughts after watching that incredible trailer?
Well, you want to go?
Holy shit. The thing is that the thoughts, again, I'm gonna reiterate because I want people to really, if they want to know more about the trailer, go ahead and look at Soul's analysis of it because he really breaks it down. But essentially from the get-go, first of all, funny, they start with the controller. I was like, oh, I hope that's not it. I hope
That
this
was,
isn't-
I know that was hilarious.
I like
I'm
how
about to
they
say,
started
no,
with
don't
that
do
though.
us like this. Don't do it. Don't not like this.
Not like this. No massacre my boy like that. I think the control looks cool, but then I like the fact that they did not recycle anything from any other trailer. This is a brand new story trailer. Absolutely everything, from the dialogue to the narrating to everything. Everything is new. It's exciting. It's fresh. It makes me just want to pre-order it. It doesn't make me want to buy it. It makes me want to pre-order it.
That's
That
the
trailer.
thing. That's
What?
I feel like it was perfect, like chef's kiss. That after the Thor and Kratos clashing, that they throw up the pre-order now. Like just at textbook, dude, perfect. Like how could you
Bro.
not, after seeing all of that, how could you not want to pre-order that? So that was perfect in my opinion.
And that's and there because and that's it. It's perfect because if you play God of War, you know that's the cliffhanger. You leave off seeing Thor in the distance, and that's it. You don't know what's gonna go on. You know these two are about to throw some hands, but you don't know how it's gonna go down. And if you've never played God of War, and you see a clash between like that clash with or without context, it was epic. Seeing a Kratos, someone you're familiar with, battle it out with what you can only think it's Thor without any context. Oh my God, what a way to end it! And
Yeah.
twice they did the classic power struggle, throw in the Leviathan and throw in Mjolnir, and they clash, and then stop, and then they go to clash again, and they cut it. Oh man,
It was fucking sick. I love that shot of them recalling their weapons and then winding up and just clashing again.
and
It's
Thor
so satisfying.
looks so
I love
good.
it.
Thor looks excellent. And it's hilarious seeing people go, they ruined Thor. No, dum dum. That's how Thor looks. That's Thor. That is mythology.
Fat Thor. He's
That's
fat
by
Thor.
the book Thor. That's fat. How in Spanish we call them el tortas. You know.
The
That's
titties.
the titties, man. Nah, man. That's a drunken, piece of crab Thor. I am, I can go on and on about the trailer, but I'll just talk about or just say what my favorite shot of that was of the trailer, and it was either Scotty or Hati following what I assume was the sun or the moon, one of the two. I think it was the moon. Wow, that was jaw dropping. It's because it's a video game, guys. Okay, we get it. But there's certain things in video games that they touch on scale. And God of War was always something that would go higher and higher. God of War 1, you fight a Hydra. God of War 2, you fight a statue that was brought to life. God of War 3, you fight Zeus, you fight the Titans, you fight Kronos. God of War 2018 didn't really have like an insane fight, like insane like it's scale wise in terms of something big in
Well, they
the
had
world
dragon,
moving.
but
Yeah, that was like the closest thing. But this is not a fight. This is just an event happening. But it's crazy. I don't even know how to put it into words because it's insane. You see this kid throw an arrow at the sun. You see a wolf following the sun. Like, what's going on? Like, that's crazy. The only reason I knew what was going on is because Souls mentioned, Skull and Hati, it's the wolves that swallow the sun and the moon. And it happens in Ragnarok. I heard Soul say that And I was like, this guy's out of his mind. What the hell is he talking about? Like, this is mythology? That's insane. What? But that's a thing. That's crazy, man. Oh my god, that looks. I'm torqued. I looked at that. I was torqued. It's crazy.
And if you guys do end up replaying 2018, that's one of the puzzles they actually like kind of like talk about the two wolves as well. So it's cool. It's cool that they kind of like teased like some of that stuff in the last game.
That's crazy.
The one thing that I want to add, and then Machi, you can jump in here, is that I feel like, and we knew this, that I feel like this trailer quickly put to bed all the people who were saying, "Oh, it's just DLC," and blah blah blah. Like this trailer shut those people up real quick.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100.
It's I mean, I don't know who wants to call this DLC now, like after that trailer for sure. Yeah. Like honestly, that story trailer, which is like, again, I think it's one of the best ones ever made.
If not the best story trailer I have ever seen for any video game. Period.
It's
When this
just a textbook like trailer. Like
Bro,
it's
they
just a
curated
really
the
damn
hell out
good
of that trailer.
And again, like this is the kind of stuff that like I'm literally in school for. So like this entire thing, I was just like, my God, dude, like this is just like literally like experts like at their craft.
Yes, sir.
Because I feel like with any trailer, like the mark of a good trailer is like if like weeks removed from it, you could be like, oh yeah, I remember that moment, like, or I remember that line from this trailer or whatever. And I feel like there's multiple moments like that with this trailer. Like for instance, like I don't know, with the I feel like I always shit on this trailer, but like the Horizon Forbidden West story trailer, I could not tell you a goddamn thing that happened in that trailer.
Oh
And
no,
feel like
I saw it recently, and I was like, it's not a good story trailer.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could say that for like a ton of trailers as well, but yeah, like you don't have that problem with this one, and then also it's just like I really love how it feels like. I mean, there's obviously tons of just like great scenery and combat moments and lines of dialogue sprinkled throughout the entirety of the trailer. But like it also feels like it's building up to the moment of the two wolves, right? Like it's building up to that, and I love how like they let that moment breathe. Like it's just all silent. It's like all this action, and then boom, it goes to the two wolves. The music cuts off. It's silent, and then you see the wolves literally like split the sky, and then immediately, which that moment happens like 75% into the trailer, and after that it's just like here's quick shot, quick shot, quick shot, and then ending stinger of Thor versus Kratos, and boom, like it's just like structurally it's just such a well-made trailer, man. Like goddamn.
Yeah, yeah. It's honestly, I mean, not the entire trailer of Captain America: Civil War, but specifically for Thor versus Kratos. It's like when we saw Captain America and Iron Man duke it out for the first time, and everyone's seeing the end of that trailer, like, oh my God, this is gonna be crazy. I got that exact same feeling, just excitement and just overall like, I need this now. Like, I need to see what happens right now and just play that entire sequence because it looks so cool. I'm just still not over the fact that when they throw their weapons at each other, they collide in midair, and they recall it, and then like. Whoever thought of that needs a raise, man. It's the coolest thing ever, dude. I fucking love it.
And like, did you notice that Thor he snaps to recall his?
Yeah, yeah. Dude, like again, all the little hints and nods for this trailer is just on point. Again, your breakdown was so helpful too, just actually contextualizing everything.
Yep.
And but just overall, I think just the lines of dialogue you were saying before, which is the line that I'm seeing a lot of people in the comment section and even in YouTube videos say now, which is the death will, what was it? Death will earn me when was it Soul?
Death can have me when it earns me.
Yeah, man.
God.
What a one-liner, dog. That is a Kratos ass fucking line, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. Yeah, this entire trailer just kind of, I was smiling from ear to ear. Like in my reaction, it wasn't like I wasn't absolutely like, out of my seat going crazy, but like I was just smiling from ear to ear because the fact that I get to play this thing in 2 months just makes me so happy.
It's crazy how I may be jumping the gun. I don't care. I'll put on the clown costume if I have to. But this is the only trailer all year that has made me think this is This is our only saving grace at a game, winning game of the year. That is not
Mm.
Elden Ring. This is the only game that gave me that feeling of this is the only this can go head to head. This can go head to head. Man, it's so good, man. The story, the action is there. Both things are there, and it's so accessible. It's so iconic. It's so epic. Everything is. It's an emotional experience. That trailer. Imagine the game. Golly, it's gonna be converting into some religion when I finish that. I don't know what religion it's
Yeah.
gonna be.
You
Converting.
could tell too that they didn't spoil this trailer either. Like
Bro,
this is
no.
gonna be a beefy game.
And just like the previous trailer, I think this is a great contrast to that because the previous to that was more story, more like it took its time. It was very slow. Showing you the areas that you're gonna go to, showing you where the dwarves are, showing you Angrboda, like showing you like it was more. It was slow. It was more slow, but it wasn't as action packed as this. But it just goes
Yeah.
to show God of War. It does both just as well. It does its slow moments and does its epic moments just as well. I mean, this game,
I love how it went out of this way to show you the enemy
hmm
variety too. Like, cause
absolutely,
obviously,
man.
obviously that's one of our at least one of my complaints about the first game was
Hmm
that it wasn't enough enemies for me. Like enemy
Right.
variety, especially for something like word Norse mythology stuff like that. This seems like it's taking it the extra step, which is really nice.
Hell yeah, man. So good.
Yeah. And I love how I mean the devs keep saying it on Twitter, but I feel like it's also really true. Is that like yes, it felt like they showed a ton in this trailer, but at the same time, I feel like there's still so much left for us to see and experience in this game. Because again, like we didn't even see Angrboda once in this
Nope.
trailer,
Yeah,
which is incredible. We didn't see Jormungandr, the world serpent, once in this trailer, right?
hmm
We didn't. I fully think that someone like Hell is probably going to be in this game as well, right? We didn't see her in this trailer as well, so we didn't see Asgard, right? So like that's another thing as
We
well.
barely
So like
saw
the
Odin.
fact, so yeah, I mean the fact that like it feels like there's still so much that we've yet to see in this, um, is also just pretty wild to me, man. Like what a trailer.
yeah.
God.
I love too how you touched on it in your breakdown too. How Odin is basically going against everyone's expectations. He's not like a Zeus. He's not
Yeah.
hmm
this deep, manly, macho kind of gravel in your voice. Kind of I'm the god of gods.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's like a
Oh,
very, but he's very maniacal, kind of laid back and like
he
creepy sort of
reminds me of
god, man.
the villain from Shang-Chi because he wasn't particularly intimidating, but he
Oh
was
yeah,
very, very intimidating in his presence and his words. Because every time he spoke, there was a purpose, there was certainty. And Odin very much, it's like Soul describes it in the video. He doesn't need all that. He will let you know what he's about just with a couple of words in his demeanor. You know?
Yeah.
Oh
And like
man.
I honestly like everyone talks about the death can have me when it earns me line, but like honestly my favorite line of the trailer was Odin talking to Kratos, and him saying that like in any of your lifetimes has anyone ever worshipped you, ever prayed to you? And like I was saying in that breakdown that it's such a good line because like when you think about it, it's
hmm
like yeah, like all these gods in Norse mythology, like they are being constantly prayed to, or there's literally like festivals being done where people make sacrifices, like sacrifice like goats and things like that in the name of like these certain gods or whatever.
hmm
When you watch shows like Vikings, like they'll often wear little necklaces with Thor's hammer. They're kind of like in honor of Thor. So yeah, like things like that, and then like when you compare it to Kratos, it's like, can you honestly say that anyone's ever done that for Kratos, right? And it's like hell no. So like, I think it's so cool that like yes, like we are both gods, but we are separated much more than by power, right? Like it's not just about us having like different powers. Like you are not a god like me because you are not revered, you are not respected, you are not loved like I am. So like I don't know, it was just one of those things where it's like you never think about it, but it's so true. Like, yes, he's a god, but he's not a god in the same sense of like, like a Thor or like an Odin, where people are doing all these things because they love him, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, I absolutely love that line.
It makes it more depressing for the Kratos because, at least in my perspective, because then that just shows me that, damn, he
But I
really
mean,
only
it's
has Atreus.
deserved.
No,
But it's
that's no, for
deserved.
sure it's deserved. But then it's like, damn, this man really only has Atreus. That's the only person that, and Atreus again. He hasn't shown that, the classic love that a son has for a father. It's more respect than anything. Uh, but Kratos very much is, he hit rock bottom, and this is him trying to go, make amends by, I guess, teach Atreus whatever good morality or what do you call it, principles he has left, and pass them on and have some kind of legacy that is not tainted by his rage infused past. Uh,
But that's what makes 2018 so strong, and it's gonna
yeah,
make Ragnarok even better because that theme of father son is just embedded into that DNA of the storyline. So
a
the fact
hundred
that Odin
percent.
calls him out for like you're not like other gods, and that's a bad
Yeah,
thing. To him, to Kratos at least, that shouldn't matter at all because the only
yeah,
person that should matter to him on who quote unquote loves him, respects him, and is there for him is his son.
yeah.
And once Kratos maybe comes to terms with that he's not that kind of guy and he knows who he is, then that's what makes their bond even stronger. But we'll see how
And
that actually plays out in the game because it looks like right from the beginning of the trailer, it shows that they're already having contention of like
yep.
I'm following you, like I'm following you, Atreus. We're going where you want to go, but you needed to let me in, and it seems
Hmm.
like that's going to be a point of contention for both of them. So
I
It,
mean, that's
it
the. Go ahead.
sorry. Oh, it shows that Kratos. This is the first. I think this is the first time that Kratos has actually been taking a break and taking, stop taking so many steps forward and touched on what he is, who he is, because Kratos hasn't really stopped to think about who he is as a person slash god. He's always been someone that's been just driven by who am I gonna kill next,
I
and I
feel like
think
that was what last game was, though.
yeah, I feel like
it
that
was it,
addressed it in
no,
the
it
last
was,
game.
but
Yeah.
this is him realizing, oh, like this is like this got real again, because he was at a point where he met Faye, he found love again, he got a boy, but then Faye died. Atreus and him are getting hunted down by other pantheon of gods, so it's like he has to speed run becoming better. Essentially, God of War 2018 taught him that, okay, I don't really have the luxury of waiting to become a better person. I have to do it now, and if I don't do it now, everything's gonna end. Literally, Ragnarok is happening. There's no better incentive at you becoming a better person than the end of the world. You know?
Right.
Yeah. And then like we again to the earlier point of like us, we got a lot in this trailer, but there's still so much left. It's like I
Hmm.
feel like we barely touched or scratched the surface on, what is going to be Atreus slash Loki's role in all of this. Like
Spoiler.
I'm I'm really expecting, like, I don't know, Loki to be at the center of this story and kind of orchestrating like all of this shit, whether inadvertently or on purpose. Um, yeah, I'm really curious to see how that part of the story is gonna fit into all of this.
Hmm.
Um,
And the
yeah,
time travel aspect of it
Time
too.
shenanigans, man. That's
yeah,
huge.
yeah. Which I really do think that there's gonna be a ton of it. I mean, like I said, which is funny because in the Macho, what's the big special like collector's edition called? It's like the Jotnar edition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I think it comes with a cloth map, and what's funny is that in that cloth map it shows like all the nine realms, and it actually shows like what I was talking about in the video, the void where kind of like everything began and where Ymir lived. It's
Hmm.
called Ginnungagap, and that cloth map actually shows that void like on the map in between Muspelheim and Niflheim, I think, which is so cool because it's like, oh, okay, so like it was right under our noses the entire time. Like they were telling us that, oh, this is gonna be a place where these two are gonna visit at some point. So again, why? I mean, just one of the several reasons why I think time travel is going to be a big part of this story is the fact that we are literally going back. We are going to a place where the world is literally being created, which is just it's just fucking wild to me, man. That these two characters are gonna be there. It's so cool. Um,
It's like Final
and
Fantasy
then
VII remake when when Sephiroth
Oh yeah, when Sephiroth and Cloud
and
were at the edge
Cloud.
of creation. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that was
um,
basically mirrored like the end of Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, I know that was pretty rad.
and then I think Matcha, you know who Erica Lindbeck is, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so she the two Valkyries that they showed in that scene, she voices Reist, I think her name is. So yeah, she voices like one of those Valkyries, which is
Oh
really
shit,
cool.
really?
Oh, dope.
Ah, that's awesome,
Yeah, that's
dude.
dope.
She's gonna fucking kill it, man. She's an incredible voice actress.
Yeah,
Not only for
Yes.
Final Fantasy VII remake, but for Tales of Arise too. She was Shion
Persona 5.
yeah, yeah. So
and Persona 5. Yeah.
I think she was the one who yelled out "Pretender God" at Kratos. So
Oh really?
yeah, I think so.
Damn, what a
Yeah.
Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like my biggest thing also is that like this trailer, like it felt like uh, obviously the big debate is like whether or not Kratos will die or what happens to him in this game. But like this trailer, I don't know, I felt like Kratos was like really vulnerable in this trailer. Like I don't know,
Hmm.
I felt nervous and on edge for him like the entirety of this thing. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
what happened
I
last
don't
time
know.
he trusted someone? I mean, I feel like he has to let his walls down this time around. Last time, at least in recent memory, last time he actually opened some semblance of trust. What was his name? The guy, the blacksmith, Hephaestus. He tried to kill him. Uh, Gaia tried to kill him and betray him, and then was like, "Oh, no, no, I actually needed you. No, 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 no." Everyone ends up always betraying him, which
But again,
I get it,
I,
understandable. He deserves it. He's always
No,
been
but
a
that
piece.
also falls into like the Greek like trope too of Greek stories stuff like that.
But for
yeah.
Kratos never existed. But in this case, they're showing the difference in culture and difference in just approach to anything because he's a Spartan at the end of the day, and he very much cannot abandon those principles or morals or whatever the case may be.
But again, in 2018, like he,
Hmm.
like as you said, letting those walls down or whatever. I mean, he came to trust Freya enough to take care of his son, and
Absolutely,
and Mimir as well, and Brok
and
and
he was the
Sindri,
one that ruined it.
and I think you'll see the same thing with him and Tyr in this game, that they're going
Hmm.
to come to a point of somewhat of a friendship because they will need to work together in order to stop Ragnarok.
I mean,
Um,
we all did see that Tyr was holding a
yeah,
blade of chaos.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, like that's to
That's
me again.
crazy, man.
To me again, like some crazy Avenger Power Ranger moment, right? Where you see two people that are just badass. One gives them the actually, you know what? Actually, bring it back to Marvel because it's like when Captain America picked up Mjolnir in
Here we go,
Endgame.
go Marvel.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, it's such a cool moment,
I know, I know,
especially
I
when
know.
Thor, yeah, when Thor,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
when they're both exchanging the weapons, he's like, no, 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 you get the little one. Like, it's
Yeah.
the same, same thing here, where Kratos like, all right, nah, you get the old ones. I'm gonna stick with Leviathan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So cool.
man,
It was a really great moment in that trailer for sure.
truly.
The Predator handshake as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
Um,
sir. Oh man, Kratos.
the
It's
Predator
crazy how
handshake is
one game gave a character that we've seen for like 6 games so much depth in just one game. It's insane how Kratos has become the person that he is right now. That's
yeah.
crazy. I need to read the comic. I haven't read the comic where Faye is in.
yeah, it's gonna be bonkers. And then like also like another kind of like recurring theme in Norse mythology is Odin. He's like he's really obsessed with his fate and stuff like that. So like his big shtick is trying to find out a way to stop Ragnarok, and that's why he loses his eye because he gives up that eye for knowledge. So yeah, his whole thing is like trying to figure out a way to prevent his fate from happening or whatever. But the
Hmm.
thing is that Kratos throws a wrench in this whole equation, right? He literally brings about Ragnarok something like 200 years earlier than when it's supposed to happen. So I'm I'm really curious, like, what is Odin's role in all of this? Because I mean, we see in the trailer that he sends two Valkyries after him when the two are in Ginnunga Gap. So like, I wonder if like because I feel like if both Kratos and Atreus are like their goal is trying to stop Ragnarok from happening, I
Hmm.
feel like Odin would want that to happen, right? I mean that makes sense. Like
Right.
he would want to do everything in his power to help them in order to stop this from happening. Even though it's already begun once Boulder died in the last game. So yeah, I'm just really curious to see like what is his role in all of this, and what is his beef with them, and things like that.
Yeah, for
So yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I
I'm just
mean,
super
Balder also.
curious.
I mean, he was Odin also sent Balder to Kratos at the beginning of the game. So, see what
Well,
that's all
he
about.
that was because if you remember at the end of 2018, Kratos says that he wasn't Balder wasn't here to send or Balder wasn't sent to find me. He was looking for Faye all along.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
why he
yeah,
said, "Oh, you're a lot shorter than I thought." It's because Faye is a
right,
giant.
right.
Right.
And
Okay.
then
Gotcha. Gotcha.
and also when Balder was like, you're far away from home or something like that. So he
Hmm.
was talking about he thought Kratos was a Jotun or a giant from Jotunheim. So
What do you call that? What's that device called? Is would that be a red herring or not?
what?
Like the fact that the way that they worded it, they made us think it was something else, but it was actually something else.
No,
Was
I
that?
don't think that's a red hair.
Okay, I need to.
I think that's just like really good like
It's just really good
storytelling.
writing, man.
Yeah, because like again, like the answer was it's not like they
Oh,
lied to
look.
us.
Okay,
Like they
something
told us.
especially a clue that is or intended to be misleading. Okay, I think it was misleading. It was for me. I'm just a
I,
stupid. I'm a stupid.
I mean, they told us again. It's not like they lied or anything like that. Like they told us, the truth. We just like again, we
Yeah.
just we
We
just
just
didn't
can't
know.
handle it. We can't handle the truth. So another thing with the God of War thing is that I wonder how. Wait, when's it coming out? November what?
Ninth.
Ninth? Okay, okay. So that's still time for being game of the year. Okay. I want it to be contested. That's it. Continue.
I mean, it depends when the reviewers get the review code.
Oh, that's true. That makes sense. Oh man. Uh, some real quick
Well, that
with
game should be
the.
announced for to be going gold soon because it's almost
It
gonna be
should.
October.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be next month. But again, if this is a game, I mean, Sony's usually good about when they send their review codes. They usually give people like at least 2 weeks to review their first party titles, which cannot be said for other
Mm.
games. They usually give reviewers. I mean, Macho, like some
Mm-hmm.
reviewers don't get a lot of time to review these things, but I think Sony is usually pretty good about it. So yeah, it depends if they give people like because the game comes out on the 9th. I think the VGA's cutoff date is like the 15th. So if they give these reviewers sufficient time to review this game and they can get their thoughts out there before that cutoff date, then it will probably be fine.
Yeah, I think so too. Or you had to
Man.
imagine reviews are gonna drop for Ragnarok maybe like Monday of that week because it comes out Wednesday.
Yeah,
Oh
So
man.
either the week before or at least that very week.
yeah, hopefully.
Love seeing games have great exclusives this year. I love how every console has a great exclusive this year. Am I right, guys?
I mean,
Yes, sir.
even kind of like alluding to that. Like I was when I was watching this trailer, I was like, man, dude, like this is, and I hope this doesn't come across as like a fanboy comment, but like, I
Hmm.
like just looking through that trailer, just like being swept in the music and the acting and the animation of the characters and everything that's happening in this. I'm like, who else in the industry is making games like this, right?
Hmm.
Like I don't know, man. Like I just saw that trailer and there were so many things in there that like I feel like I've never seen in a game before and like on this scale and I'm just like literally like who else can do this, man?
Hmm.
It's yeah, I don't know. It's a PlayStation Studios ass game, man. It's just
Yeah.
like
It's a
yeah.
third-person cinematic experience, which a lot of people are turning into a meme. But honestly, if you have to turn greatness into a meme, then okay. I'm down for more third-person cinematic experiences. I love them, and it doesn't bother me because other companies are making games that I actually enjoy. Like Macho and I love JRPGs, and we're eating good with JRPGs this year. Are we eating good
Oh
with
yeah.
indies? Hell yes. Final Fantasy, Life Alive, Octopath, with small game, with farming games. I'm a huge farming game lover, and I ate good with the
And
Nintendo Direct.
speaking of farming games, let's move on to the Nintendo Direct.
Oh man,
So yeah, Nintendo also had their big direct, which I was obviously I didn't watch live, but like just scrolling through my YouTube feed, I was like, oh, there's some pretty cool stuff here, just like looking at it at a glance. But then I go on Twitter and everyone's like mad, so I'm like,
Everyone's bitching. Yeah, I
yes.
know.
I was like,
yeah.
okay, what happened? So yeah, so it came out. It was like 40 minutes long or something like that. So yeah, how was your guys' reaction to it? Are you guys more on the fence after like during the aftermath of it, having it kind of settle in and having the time to think about it, or were you in love with it? Did you hate it? Did you think there was too many farming games there? How'd you guys feel?
I'm definitely on the fence once I build it for my farm. Am I right?
Oh my
So
gosh, shut up.
Nintendo Direct. Real quick observation I'll make of the Direct, and then I'll let Macho start it off. Is it did what this State of Play did well, and what you pointed out, Soul. It started out strong and it ended strong. It started with Fire Emblem Engage, a new Fire Emblem, which blew me away. I didn't think we'd get a new Fire Emblem this time around. Then it closed with uh, the official title for Breath of the new Zelda, the sequel for Zelda, which we'll get into that later. Uh, and we got a little bit more gameplay, like a couple seconds more, and we actually got the actual title for it. So it started off strong and it ended strong. But Macho, commence. What do you think, Macho? Was it a lot of farming games? Was that a good or bad thing? Tell us about it.
I don't think so, but I mean, I think it's also coupled with like unrealistic expectations from leakers and everything else that committed to people's disappointment. I felt like coming from that direct, I texted Walt and I was like, dude, I'm really happy with that. Like, I actually really enjoyed just watching it, and a couple of the stuff, the announcements were PlayStation Star worthy, where it's just like, okay, you had to do this update, sure. Like, let's just get it moving along, like the Mario Kart roads and stuff like that, or a couple other small activities here and there. But overall, I
Yeah.
really liked it. I mean, showing Bayonetta 3, showing a new Fire Emblem game,
Octopath, baby!
Octopath Traveler 2, which was huge for me. I
Whew.
immediately texted Flame, and I was like, Flame, wake the fuck up, dude! It's Octopath Traveler 2! Like, that to me, that's incredible. And little side note, too, the fact that it's coming out on every platform but Xbox, yikes.
Hilarious.
How'd you guys feel about various day life from Square Enix?
Yes,
What I
yes.
think about the name? My guy, Macho. We talked on it, and how Square is just on a roll with these titles: Octopath, Triangle Strategy, various. My guy.
I'm so down with these weirdly named JRPGs that just somehow get this catchy, corny tone to it. I don't know. I really love it, man. Because like it's at this point they know it's a joke. They have to know it's a joke because various day life. Really?
I feel like that's a translation type deal. They're just being too literal. I feel like with the translation, because it has to have a different name in Japan. It has to. The kanji cannot translate to various day life. That is absurd.
I mean, to me, that's hilarious. But reading the synopsis for this thing and actually looking like the kind of game it is, I want to play it. I really want to play it. I'm waiting for my Steam Deck to come in so that I can buy the Triangle Strategy and various day life bundle. It's like, I think like $90 or something like that. And no, I think it's 60. It's $60 or something like that. 60, 65, basically giving you like various day life for free. But again, another really cool just art JRPG from Square Enix. So like they're just absolutely filling up on like the releases beyond what we're talking about. So with Crisis Core and Valkyrie Elysium and Dial of Chronicles, We got various day life, which sounds stupid, but, but the game itself looks really cool. I love the trailer for it. And I got really pumped, and the music sounds great.
It looks more old school. It looks more akin to like a
Yeah.
Bravely Default than it does to like an
Right.
Octopath.
Right, which is one reason why it gets me really excited because I love the Bravely Default series. So for that DNA to kind of bleed into other games, other projects for that team is really cool. But Octopath Traveler 2 looks incredible. The music already swells up. I never even finished the first game, but I got really pumped
Me
for this
neither.
because now that they've got the first game out of the way and they kind of got that big JRPG that's out there, they can go back and really tweak it for the second one and include, and please, I'm putting my hands together, I'm praying, please include an encounter slider or something of like that nature, man. Please do that. Because I just hated the grindiness in Octopath Traveler that just made me drop it. So I hope the sequel actually fixes that or includes some quality of life
Bro,
stuff to it.
just go Dragon Quest 11 on it. Just show me the damn enemies. Just show me. Show me the stuff. There's so many
I'm
like
hoping it
design.
does that, or it's like at least like Live Alive Vault, where it was very generous with its random encounters. Like you never felt too overwhelmed or annoyed by it.
I agree, yeah. And it wasn't a FF10 because FF10, as much as I love it, oh man, there are some points where the screen will shatter, and I'm like, God damn it! I don't want another screen shattering. I don't want more random encounters. These damn electric leopards are ruining my life. It sucks, man. Octopath, bro. Listen, what's so crazy about Octopath Traveler 2 and how it looks? It's Octopath, but it's so different. The characters are so different. The environments are much better looking, I think. There's less
Very,
sepia going on.
yeah.
Which, granted, I don't think Octopath Traveler, the first one's content is necessarily bad, but I do think it's a lot more bleak and toned down than a lot of other JRPGs, especially if you play something like Live Alive or even Xenoblade. I think Octopath Traveler 2. Oh man, there's so many colors. The colors are pretty. That's just my review of the trailer. The colors are pretty.
The colors.
The colors are pretty. It's so vibrant. It's so cool, man. I'm so down for it. And the voice acting, oh, superb, man. I don't know if they already have the cast for the English VA, but I really like the Octopath Traveler, or the Square Enix, who they choose for their English VAs. Especially because I'm really enjoying Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, overall, I think that direct itself was just, to me, it was so much fun. I had a great
Absolutely.
time watching it. With Harvestella too, getting a nice little spotlight in there, and of course, a lot of the farming games that were in the direct were a lot of stuff I was thinking about for Sammy too, because she loves those kind of laid back and chill games. So like for her, like for seeing
It's a
that
field
stuff,
day
like
for her.
Story of Seasons. Yeah, Story Seasons remastered and all that stuff is really cool. The
They changed
Tales
the name.
of Symphonia remastered also coming as well.
For
is
Harvest
great for
Moon, they
June.
officially changed the
Yeah.
name for Story of Seasons, right?
I don't know. I have no
I
idea.
think that the remaster, so with Harvest Moon, like the Harvest Moon proper franchise, they're doing something completely different. Story of Seasons is now what Harvest Moon used to be, and apparently Story of Seasons is now like the official name for that specific type of game by that specific developer, apparently. Listen, I don't know. I mean, I've heard about Sammy playing this game, but Stardew Valley, there still hasn't been a farming game that tops it. But I'm really appreciative of the different types of farming games they showed in this direct for sure.
Yeah, because we're getting different kinds of ones with their own like spin on it, right? Like
Okay, but six in a 40-minute
I
direct.
do
we
think
need
like
that
two
much?
of them.
Hey,
I do think
man,
like two of them were
I said
kind
the
of.
exact same thing for Xbox, and it's space and shooter games in
Yes,
there.
sir. Space 4, baby. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Yeah, so
No,
it might have been a little too much, but yeah, I know it was very weird how like now everybody. It's like, and when everyone was trying to make a battle royale, and now everyone's trying to make a farming game, because we had
Yeah.
Disney Dreamlight Valley and everything. So I don't know. It is weird.
What I will
But-
say is that maybe like two of them were kind of whatever. Like Fae Farm was whatever, and
Yeah.
there was another one. But the thing is, it's crazy because it was like six of them. every time I watch a new video reviewing the Direct, they're excited for a farming game that the previous review video I saw was not excited for. So it's like, oh my god, there literally is something for everyone. What the hell is going on? People actually enjoy this type of game, like this type of farming game or that type of farming game. Listen, man, there's nuances to farming games. Sometimes it depends on how many crops you can water. If you can do one at a time or three at a time, that'll do the difference. And if one farming game does it better than the other, hey, that's why you got 6 of them. 6 of farming games do it very differently from one another.
But even then, like that was like there's so much in that Direct too that just
Yeah,
made
like
me
Toothpaste
happy, right?
Fire Emblem.
There's again this the Fire Emblem, but also the Crisis Core trigger that debuted, and the game actually looks really good on the Switch.
Ugh, Final Fantasy.
As long as it's running, it looks great. But then again, more to the Final Fantasy stuff, they're bringing back Theater Rhythm, which is they call it Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. This is basically like what the Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory game was, where it's just a music game but with the music from the franchise. And Theater Rhythm had 2 games on 3DS I just played so much of. Like we're talking at least 300 hours into the series.
For the
it's just
music,
so much fun to play.
because
For the music, just for the gameplay itself too, because it was designed to go along with the music notes, but as like a turn-based JRPG. So you actually take like a party from different characters in the Final Fantasy series in chibi form, and then you'll go to the different realms and various games of Final Fantasy and just playing the music there. So they're doing the exact same thing for Final Bar Line, but they're including nearly 400 songs.
damn,
That's a lot of
that's
fucking
a lot of
songs.
Macho.
On top of like the season pass that they're going to be doing is going to add like even more songs. So
There's
so
a
this
season
is just
pass
going to be
for
the
it?
absolute full package.
There's
What
a season pass for it?
Sort of. It's more like the music packs. They call it like it's the deluxe edition and all that stuff. But
Golly.
essentially, it's going to be like not like a season pass, but like just like a DLC drops, like with music packs and stuff like that.
What
So
I
like
will
what
say,
you would normally see with like Just Dance and stuff like that, but.
what I will say, which also Just Dance showed up in in the Direct.
Yeah, no one cares about that though.
Ubisoft original. What what I will say about that Chibi Rhythm game is that the Chibi looked awful, but it looks fun. But the Chibi models look god awful. It doesn't
Yeah,
even
no one
look
cares
like.
what you think. Well, though.
Yeah. Final Fantasy, play the current play Final Fantasy 14. Him is what the looking.
The game is a lot of fun though, so it's gonna come on all platforms. But I think it's skipping Xbox, but I'm not sure.
Again?
Maybe I don't know.
But they're dying
don't
to
quote
play
me on
it.
that. Don't shut up. Paul. don't quote me on that.
No,
I hope
what's
it comes up because that game
I hope so, yeah.
that game's really fun.
Very
It's a
Game
really
Pass,
fun
man.
rhythm game.
Best deal in gaming.
It's a really fun. It's a really shut up. Paul. It's a really fun action rhythm game. So I definitely recommend it for people.
Yeah.
I think one of the bigger announcements too, besides the big Kahuna that is Zelda, was the GoldenEye 007 announcement. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any connection to this, but I saw this kind of really like blow up in a lot of like reactions and stuff like that.
Which,
and the fact that it's getting online. So.
except for Xbox.
Yeah.
What?
Xbox is not getting online.
What?
Xbox is not getting online.
It's a Switch exclusive.
Switch exclusive, but online. Look, don't laugh, Macho. That's not nice.
For who? Yo, did Nintendo really block off the no.
Nintendo said Xbox,
the
put an X
Xbox-
on it.
The Xbox version only has local, so like
Yeah.
you can only play with like people if like they're sitting like on your couch or whatever.
That's so ironic because Xbox literally modernized online play. I'm fucking done.
Dude, what's insane is that in Xbox it makes
my
more sense because it's a
God.
home console. Imagine playing damn GoldenEye online split screen on a damn small Switch screen. It's horrible.
That's something. Nintendo's like, no online for you.
Nintendo saw the X on Xbox and took it literally. They said
That's
X, no,
so
that means
fucked
no.
up.
So,
That's so messed up.
so they show GoldenEye. So do you care for it? I don't really care for it. Do you care for
No,
GoldenEye?
never played it.
Yeah, me neither. I think it's meaningless bringing something that archaic back. People are gonna play for like a week and they're gonna give up on it. Um,
I
but
think
it's
the
cool.
idea behind it was because it was behind a lot of lot of legal red tape. So it coming back
Mm.
was kind of like a big thing.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
cool.
because it was like they had to they had to collaborate between Microsoft, Nintendo, Rare, and MGM Grand, I think, as well. So like there was a lot of parties involved, and I even think Sony was like responsible. Sony Music Group is responsible for the music in it as well. So like
Mm.
there's a lot of parties
Oh
involved with this.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I mean, hey man, it's cool. It's cool that I think this is a game that a lot of people agree like revolutionized for FPSs. Um, back when it came out, back in I don't know what year it was, but since then, I mean, I freaking Call of Duty Vanguard is better than GoldenEye. But hey, if people like, it's a nostalgia type deal.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, it's like
just
when
cool.
Halo modernized, first-person shooters on consoles. That's
Yeah,
kind of the big thing about GoldenEye.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And hey, I bought Mario 64, the All Star thing for Switch. So I mean, this is cool, and 64 plays like absolute ass. Um, I'm glad that I'm glad that people are getting this classic. Which
Yeah.
Macho, what do you think about the design of the Fire Emblem protagonist? Because man looks like toothpaste.
It looks fucking stupid.
Man looked like he got a toothpaste tube and slabber it on his hair, and call it a day with that red
Oh
and blue.
my God, now I'm not gonna get that out of my head. Yeah, it looks stupid.
It looks ridiculous, but it's
It's
so
it's
funny.
hella it's hella anime for the wrong reasons.
It's like when you watch an
And
anime.
there's
There's
gonna
a
be
kid
some
by the
story like conundrum with they were like he actually has like the soul of his sister inside of him or some shit like that, which is called the
yeah.
reason why
He has the crest,
he yeah,
the
so
toothpaste brand. Yeah, he has crest in there.
yeah, exactly. He has his sister Cresta. Yeah, it's fucking
Um,
stupid.
what else we got? We got Bayonetta gameplay that looks cool,
I mean,
hot.
let's
Um,
let's get to the big one, man.
all right,
Yeah.
Zelda
baby.
Tears of the
We
Kingdom.
we found
Yeah.
out why this wasn't broadcast. This wasn't done by Nintendo in London.
That is so funny to me, man. That's why Nintendo didn't want to make the live stream happen in the UK, man, because
Yes,
of the
sir.
name.
Because they already have plenty tears in that kingdom.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
man.
I'm seeing memes of like people throwing around like, "Hey, you want to see a dead body?"
I have to bring this up, and I'm sorry for our UK listeners.
Yeah.
There was
Oh
this
boy.
meme that I saw the other day that it was like the Queen like walking away from Big Ben, and Big Ben had like an explosion on it, and the caption was like, "Top 10 things that will happen when Queen Elizabeth dies." I was like, "Yo, this is crazy, man."
I saw a meme. Oh man, this is I'm again sorry for the listeners, but there's a meme of this meteor dropping in I don't know some part of the world.
Oh yeah, I
people
saw that.
people saying it's Queen Elizabeth won the gulag. She dropping it. She
Yeah.
dropping it on the man.
Yeah,
It
I saw
sucks
the
that
Irish definitely talking their shit too. That was
hey
funny.
man,
But let's get into
so I
Tears of
think
the
it's
Kingdom, man.
so I don't know if it's tears or tears of the kingdom.
No, it has to be tears because if you're gonna say tears, it's just I think you're just gonna say tear of the kingdom, not tears of
And
the
it
kingdom.
doesn't make
Tears.
sense
I
that
mean,
way either.
it's a kingdom that's teared up into pieces. I don't know.
No,
Um,
then you'll say torn.
Yeah.
Shut up, Macho. You're not Nintendo. So,
That's a new one.
so with the trailer, I mean, we maybe got like a couple seconds of new footage of gameplay and of the world. Game looks gorgeous, of course. I really like the subtitle for it, Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know. It finally gives. It's like giving a name to the face because people would keep calling it Breath of the Wild 2, Breath of the Wild 2, and that's just lazy. I'm glad that we got an actual title and a date. When's it coming out, Macho?
May, what was it? May something. It's coming in May of next year.
Which is insane. I didn't think I thought it'd be later. For some reason, I thought the game would come out later. I didn't even think that it was like. It was like Elden Ring for me. I was like, is it even a real game?
You thought this pitch was gonna come out in Q3 of next year?
Yeah.
No, damn. It's a
I'm glad I
long ass
was proven
time.
wrong. Yeah, I'm glad I was proven wrong. Um,
Long ass time.
a long as got time. What do you think, Mike? Do you have any thoughts on the trailer, the name, or something?
It's a day one. It's a day one for me.
Day one, yeah.
I never finished Breath of the Wild,
What?
but I I never finished it. It was weird, man. Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn came out at the exact same time. I
Mm.
started playing Breath of the Wild, got like 15 hours into it. I was just hooked onto it, and my friend wanted to borrow my Wii U because he was having a lady friend over, so he wanted Mario Kart. And I was like, all
Yeah.
right, bet. And then I started playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I just didn't go back to Breath of the Wild
You
after that.
played her zero, but how many hours did you put into Breath of the Wild?
15 around there.
Wow.
I didn't even get to one of like the giants or whatever the case may be. Like
You played Zero
when I got
Dawn.
back to the game, it was so foreign on like the actual mechanics of everything that I was just like, nah, I gotta restart. I'm not gonna restart it though.
I hope you go
So
back to it, man.
Yeah,
Because
same.
I did beat all the four things, the big dungeons, and I did the final boss and all that. And I think it's a great payoff. It's a great game. Soul, do you
no,
have any history with the game?
it's good. It's just like you can't stop playing it
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
because
impossible
otherwise you're
to.
just gonna be so lost. Like because when I
Mhm.
played Horizon Zero Dawn, finished it, loved the experience, went back to Breath of the Wild, excited to go back to it. I was getting zapped from fucking lightning. I didn't have material to go up the goddamn volcano mountain because it was melting me. So like, I was just like, nah, I gotta like actually go back to the blueprint on this one.
Yeah, I
So
feel you. Soul, do you have any history with the with this game?
No, because it's not out yet.
No, no, bro. Breath of the Wild with this franchise with damn Zelda. Golly. God,
No, I didn't play Breath of the Wild, so
are you thinking about
the
getting a
name of
Switch
the
with
game
this?
looks the name of the game looks or sounds pretty cool. That's my opinion.
That's it. Okay, you're not thinking you're not getting a Switch with this,
No.
man. Nintendo hater.
I mean,
Golly.
it looks cool though. I love the impression of
I would
verticality, but
I would rather smoke crack than get a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Golly.
are you telling me so that you just not interested in playing the Resident Evil games via cloud on the Switch? Are you crazy?
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. If I was given the option between a Switch and crack, I would definitely go to Switch. I'm just
Yeah, no one doubted that. We no need to clarify. By the way, guys, I promise, don't offer me crack. Don't.
but I gotta admit the cloud versions of the Resident Evil games are making that decision a little bit tougher.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? It looks good. It looks really good.
Oh
It's,
God, guys! Now, cloud. Hey, I get the technology, but Switch. This just proves that the Switch is just bringing like it's holding back so much when it comes to this type of technology. We're already reaching the end of this console. I feel like the we're entering the next generation of the Nintendo console, whatever they do. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom will be the Breath of the Wild of the generation, where it's going to be on Switch, but they're also going to announce their next console, and it's going to be their launch game. I don't know. It gives me that kind of vibe of type of game. It's been how many years since we got a Mario game, like a mainline Mario game, Odyssey
yeah.
2, something like that. I feel like we're entering the period where Nintendo Switch is just a port system. We're getting good exclusives, but it's becoming a port system more than anything else. I think it's time for the next console. I feel like that's when Soul is gonna finally say no to crack and go for Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt it. On not on Soul denying crack, but it's like,
But
but just on the fact that they're gonna make a new console soon, I feel like that's not gonna happen,
man,
man.
but how many years has it been already?
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
I know.
They're making bank.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's still the highest selling console by.
exactly. So they don't give two shits, man. As long
But
as that
it's
thing works,
crazy.
they don't care.
Then at least put Game Boy games on it. Like, golly. Well, no, I have
Man,
the Steam.
they'll ship that thing out even if the volume button doesn't work. As long as the power button, as long as it turns on, they don't give a shit. And that's how they take their software. But that's the one thing about Tears of the Kingdom that has me worried is a problem that's just been on the Switch forever. And ever since we started having these consoles that have faster loading times, games that are big are gonna have loading problems or just long loading problems. Xenoblade 3 sort of has this. You can go like a 20-second loading screen just getting to the
Damn.
world, which granted, like for the rest of the game, you're not really feeling that loading screen except for when you're going from cutscene to cutscene. But even then, they're not that much. But for a game like Harvestella, which I just saw a preview of, and one of the complaints the guy had was there's a lot of fucking loading screens, and the world is beautiful, and that's gonna get in the way of you enjoying the game. So I have a strong feeling it's gonna happen with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and that's gonna suck
Damn,
because of the
man.
hardware. So
Yeah, Switch is outdated, but hey, man, it's still convenient as hell. I guess it's more affordable than a Steam Deck, which I think if the Steam Deck was $300, uh, what I think it is, right? Like the cheapest model,
it's yeah, I think it's like no, I think it's like 400 actually.
400. If the Steam Deck was
Yeah.
more accessible, it's selling like hotcakes. But if it was more accessible or like more easily like available, readily available, my Steam Deck would by far like surpass the Switch. But I think that at this point it's too late for that. I think the Switch is too
Well, I
far
don't
ahead.
know.
To,
I don't know. They had it at TGS, and they had Death Stranding running on that thing too.
yeah,
So
I mean,
people are definitely picking it up and taking a look at it. So we'll see.
the only thing is that the Switch will continue to be the monster that it is with its first party titles. You know,
For
it's
sure.
Kirby's, it's Xenoblades, it's Mario's and Zelda's. You can't
For
really. I tried looking at videos that played. You know, they tried Odyssey both on the Steam Deck and on the Nintendo Switch, and needless to say, Steam Deck was struggling. You know, obviously
Yeah.
it's not made for the Steam Deck, but again, if that's not the case, then you know, Switch is the. If you're not a fan of these games, there's no real point in you getting a Switch. Switch is very much a cater towards a specific audience. I'm gonna be buying Pokemon for the 100th time this year, so like you know, it's dum-dums like me that play the damn Switch.
I mean, I'm buying Pokemon too, so I'm right there with
Yes,
you.
sir. And I'll be playing like every single first-party game, bro. I put more hours into Kirby than I have on like to other first like more games than I thought. Oh, Sifu's coming to Switch. What the fuck is going?
Yeah, that thing looked like ass running on
It
the
looked
Switch.
like it takes 2x coming to Switch,
Yes, it is. Yes,
and it looks like clay. It looks more like clay than the actual clay models.
Yeah, I know it looks kind of bad.
Man, Switch.
Yeah, but
let me
at least
tell you.
it's coming to the system. But yeah,
It's cool.
not
It's
a
cool.
looker. It's not
Yeah,
a
but
looker at
Sifu's
all.
coming. So did you ever get to play Sifu?
No, not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Definitely
Okay, I
get
like
on
that you added
man.
that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, he has to get on that one. That's a banger right there.
it's a Game of the Year contender right there.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah, man.
that was
Direct.
I don't know. I thought there was a lot of cool stuff, but then when you
I agree.
actually go through it, it's like yeah, there is definitely a lot of ports. There's definitely a lot of farming games. But yeah, I think there's good stuff and
But
you know.
have in mind this, Sol. We had a showcase, Freedom Games. We had different types of Devolver. We had different types of indies showcasing this
They're
summer.
even bringing back Pikmin too, which is big.
They were bringing back Pikmin. Oh, Miyamoto announcing Pikmin Bloom. Man was so happy. Was happier than all of us combined. But they're bringing back
I think so. I think you're right.
they're bringing back Pikmin 4, which is cool. That's a mainline title. And it's been a while since and they're doing like a change in perspective. They're doing different things with it. But yeah, man, I think that if there's nuance, people will say, I'm not interested. If there's the same type of genre, I'm not interested. It's not until their favorite game is on that they'll say this was a good direct state of play. I'll just say I don't think it was a bad direct. I just think I pulled out things that I really enjoy from it. So if there's something, if even one thing that I enjoy from a showcase, I'm happy, man. I'm not picky.
Yeah, this gave me a lot of things to be happy and excited about, so
Yes, sir.
I was okay with it.
What would you guys if you were to give it a letter grade, what would you give the state of play?
State of play?
B plus.
Yeah, I think mine's a solid B.
I was gonna say just A in the middle.
Well, I mean, I'm strictly giving it a B plus because they had PlayStation Stars like randomly thrown in there, and that was just so weird to me. Like, let's stop the exciting announcement to show you some digital fucking collectibles. Like, okay, cool.
If it ran for longer than I thought, then yeah. But if it was like a 10-minute, or not 10-minute, but like a 2-minute, 3-minute thing, but it wasn't even that. It wasn't the longest thing that they showcased. It was the shortest
Yeah,
thing
that's
they
true. It was just really weird.
I give it an A. I'd give it an S, but yeah, the royalty thing was kind of whatever, so I dropped it. Because my ratings as an S, so I have it an A, so it's still lower than I would have expected. The direct though, what do you think, Macho?
To me, that I think I'll probably give it the same. Maybe just more a letter grade lower, not a letter grade lower, but something lower, so maybe like a B minus or B. Because the thing that really won me over was a lot of the new announcements that was in there, plus the release date for Crisis Core, and just a couple of really cool stuff that I saw in there. The various day life, like again, all the stuff that was in there that I was surprised to see. There were definitely surprises for me, and I liked it a lot. So that's why I came away from it really happy. But
Yeah.
there were like the Mario stuff, and then
Oh yeah, Sparks of Hope, the Lumas. Yeah, they showcased a lot of that. Yeah, and I enjoy that. Yeah.
yeah, we had the Rayman announcement too, and all that stuff.
Yeah, Raven coming to a Mario game, which is cool.
Did they show it off better than Ubisoft did?
Absolutely, hell yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think like this felt like, and tell me if you guys agree with this. This felt like almost nostalgic in a way of like E3 of years past when it was like, we have today is Ubisoft, Bethesda and Microsoft, and then like I don't know, Sunday or Monday is Nintendo and Sony's big conference, right? Like it felt like that. Like I don't know, it felt like we were back in that era, right, when everyone was doing shows together around the same time, and like I don't know, I forgot how much I missed it. At the same time, this was also a reminder to me of like, okay, these other companies don't need to be doing shows like Ubisoft and Disney Marvel or some of the other ones that are like EA or Square Enix or Capcom whenever they do at E3 whenever they do their kind of showcases or whatever. My thing is that you guys shouldn't be doing like this. Reminded me that you guys shouldn't be doing your showcases and you just show your stuff at like the big platforms showcases instead. Like I feel like that's way better than them branching off and doing their own show. But
I don't know, that Final Fantasy 7 stream is right fucking hype, man. I don't know about
that
you.
That was cool, but then
Yeah.
the year before that when this happened all for like the first time, like do you remember the Capcom like or like the other ones that happened in the summer?
The Dragon's Dogma little showcase they did.
So shut up.
When they said, tune in Thursday for more details on Dragon's Dogma. And it was just,
No, I mean
whatever.
we all remember the Guardians of the Galaxy showing for the first time, right? We're just like, yo,
Right.
that shit looks bad.
That was the Square Enix one, yeah.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
literally what? It was like a 30-minute show and like 20 minutes of it was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep. It looked
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, did you guys feel the same way that this was like nostalgic in a way?
Yeah. It felt like we're finally back, with
Yeah.
like all these like big showcases and never mind,
Yeah.
I won't say what I'm gonna say. But yeah, it felt like we're back.
I enjoyed reacting to the direct or the state of play with Macho. That was a lot of fun. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. For me, showcases, direct, state of play, whatever, game awards even. For me, it's never been about what are they going to show. For me, it's always been about who am I with. Because I remember like yesterday, the Game Awards
Aw.
or whenever it was where they announced Joker to be on Smash. I remember I was at GameStop working, but we had the Game Awards playing in the background, and we had a whole full house, and it was a blast. The energy was there. Everyone was having a blast. For me, showcases and all that have never really been about the content. It could be a complete as of a showcase, but if I was with the right people making the right jokes, hey man, that was worth it.
No, it's gotta be about the content for me.
No. Listen, so that's the difference between intro.
like, fuck your sentiment.
No, because we've established Soul is an introvert. This man will
Look,
choose to be in a cave rather than being outside.
This is true.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
I'm just saying I can't be with even my best friends. I can't be with those motherfuckers in a 3-hour show, in a 3-hour video game awards show. No, I'm gonna be asleep, even if it's with someone interesting.
I don't know. That's the difference
That's
between
gotta
you
be
and
there, man.
insert Gustavo Fring's meme. We are not the same. We're
Yeah,
simply
fixing the tie and looking into the
yeah,
camera.
yeah. You enjoy sleeping during a showcase. Me,
Yeah.
I enjoy being with my friends. We are not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey,
But
man, I would watch a showcase with you, Soul, and make it fun.
yeah, all right. But yeah, man. I don't know when we'll ever have this again, right? Because it also felt like monumental is probably hyperbole, but like just so cool and weird that both Sony and Nintendo had one on the same day, right?
Hmm.
Um, so like I don't know when or if we will ever have that again, but like I don't know. I'm really grateful for that, man. Like it just felt like good to be back, especially coming off the heels of Ubisoft and Disney Marvel. Like
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. It was just like fuck, man. Like it's good to be a fucking gamer, man. Cause
Yes,
like I don't
sir.
know, Tuesday was fucking awesome.
Yes, sir. And
But
and
yeah,
and
man.
and you know what's crazy? So no delays.
What do you mean?
No delays announced for either in State of Play or Nintendo Direct,
You just
which
fucking jinxed it, man. Now there's gonna be a
which is
delay for
crazy.
Calypso
Shut
Protocol.
the hell up, macho! No, that's crazy. A lot of people were predicting delays for God of War, and I was like, I don't know what you mean. And no delay. It's
Oh,
crazy.
come on. We know who was delaying or saying those
Yeah,
rumors.
who
Come
was
on now.
saying that? Yeah. But yeah, man, that is it for the podcast. We're gonna get started with these outros. Before we do, want to thank everyone for tuning in, liking the stream, also liking our content that we've been posting over the course of the past few days. We really, really appreciate that, whether it's the reactions that we've been doing, or Macho's Final Fantasy Fridays, or Multiverses Mondays, etc., etc. We love seeing that, so thank you. So yeah, we're gonna get started with these outros. Walt, what you got going on this week?
Now going on. Let's see. Honestly, what do I have going on? I'm probably gonna hit the theater this weekend, either later today or tomorrow. I don't know what's showing. I'll decide when I get there. I'll see what people are recommending online. I haven't been to the theater in a minute. I'll be playing more of Horizon Forbidden West, getting more through the story.
Man, you've been saying that since February.
Yeah, I'm doing chapter by chapter because if I do more than an hour of playing the game, I get bored. I don't know why. I don't want to.
Whoa!
I
I
don't
know,
want to
ain't
feel.
that wild, man?
I don't.
So with that, you know what? Well, fuck you, man. Because you texted
Yeah.
me in the middle of the night. It was like, Macho, it better be worth it to actually play this game. Because, I don't know, I'm kind of losing it. And Soul's posting spoilers on Instagram. So maybe I should just rush through it. And now you're talking about, I'm going
Yep.
to take my time.
Yep.
I'm going to go through it hour by hour. And
Yep.
you know what? Just finish the fucking game, dude. Just go through it. What's wrong with you? We're places to podcasts.
I'll rush it. I'll rush it if you want. I'll just go to mainline it. I'll just mainline it. I will. I'll beeline there to the end.
Oh, no, I'm just fucking with you. Man.
No, I
It's just
will.
funny.
I swear.
It's just funny. No, it's just funny because you have been saying the exact same thing for like weeks now, and you still haven't finished.
Yeah, man, I haven't finished the damn game. Every time I sit to play it, I'm like, damn, everything clicks except I don't know why I'm yawning so much.
And don't blame it on me. Like I'm the one.
I'm not
who's
blaming it on
preventing
you, no.
from stopping playing the game.
While dying ain't worrying me. That's not what worries me. What worries me
Well,
is
that's
that.
spoilers. Well, it's
Man,
all
who gives a shit? Games is like 6 months old. Who cares? Who cares? You didn't play. You didn't play it. Too bad. Atreus is Loki. Whoops.
What about people that have to be PS5?
They look at the video. I'm gonna force myself this week. By next week, I will have finished it. I would have finished it. Just you wait.
This motherfucker.
Just you wait.
I can't.
But yeah, no,
I can't.
more games. Steam Deck playing. I started playing Persona 1 on my Steam Deck, and
God damn.
yeah, man.
Persona 1. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, man.
That's rough. That's
I don't know. I want to go from the top. I want to see how it's like. Hey, yo. And Triangle Strategy, man. Man, what a great story. That one doesn't make me yawn. But yeah, man. Guys, for the record, Forbidden West is not a bad game. I'm just struggling to get through it. I don't know why. I hate it. I hate that I struggle.
Whoa.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
hey man, no, it's cool. Every time I boot up Xenoblade 3, I'm getting sleepy eyes because the week is draining me. So I get it.
Yeah. I think that's legit. The other day I was playing when I was so exhausted because I had done so much. I was like, damn it, I want to keep playing, but I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, I know. I do the exact same thing happened to me last night, where it was like 9:00, 9:30. I'm like, all right, I'm playing Xenoblade for like 3 hours straight. I legit just start falling asleep.
You know what I did the other day, real quick, before Macho does his outro? I was playing Horizon. It was so late. It was like 11. It was like 11, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play. Next thing I know, I'm like, whoa! I'm looking at my phone. It's 12, and I'm like, did I just doze off for an hour? I was so tired. Oh man.
Oh Jesus.
But yeah, what about you, Macho? What you got going on?
For me, it's gonna be more Xenoblade 3 and not sleeping through that. And
Wow.
just just having fun. It's having fun. And I want to get back to Disney Dreamlight Valley since I picked up on PC, and I got through a lot more than I did on the PlayStation version. So I want to keep doing that because it's a very fun game. And
Speaking of
the
snooze
expansions,
fest,
the expansions are gonna drop soon. So
Yeah,
I'm
you-
looking forward to playing that.
going in Andy's room, yeah? Going in Andy's room?
Yeah, I'm going to Andy's room exactly. And what do you know about Andy's room, huh? Huh?
I don't know. He went to college.
He said you're a dick. He said. Yeah, some more. Look, I'm a 28-year-old man playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. I think it's valid for him to make those jokes, man.
Man said, Kingdom Hearts let me with that one and go to Andy's room. I'm going to go again as myself.
Yeah, so Disney, Xenoblade, and I want to see, I want to try and see more House of the Dragon, Lord of the Rings before I go to Hawaii, because I'll tell you right now,
Hawaii?
I want to, yeah, my honeymoon. I want to, I was thinking about saving those shows for when I'm actually in Hawaii or like on the flight over there, but I don't want to see those beautiful shows on a dumbass little screen. I don't want to see that. I need to see that on the big stuff. So
Do you have like a
I'll
tablet
probably
or a laptop
start
or
watching
something?
that. What happened?
Do you have like a laptop or something with like a good screen or something that you can watch?
I have a good tablet of a Amazon Fire tablet. It's a good for watching stuff and reading, but no, like those shows like you gotta watch on the big screen. So I'm gonna see if maybe I could do that. Maybe Sammy wants to watch House of Dragon later because she did mention it. So we'll probably watch that tonight after we come back from puppy training classes. But other than that, that's me.
Oh yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, as for me, just same old, gonna knock out Titanfall 2. I almost went yesterday to pick up Last of Us Part 1, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Why is that?
That's oh damn it, dude! I'm one of those $70 motherfuckers now.
No!
God damn it! Yeah, I was like, I got paid yesterday, but that $70 is still a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel you, I feel you.
looking. I'm eyeing Deathloop on my shelf right now. I'm gonna trade that bitch in.
Yes, sir. No, give it to someone on Xbox. It's about to go on Xbox.
Oh shit.
No,
Oh,
I
man.
need that to go into Last of Us Part 1. So that's
Oh,
that's-
true.
That it will serve its purpose at the end of the day. So, yeah, just basically that. I'm watching. Oh yeah, I'm watching The Sandman on Netflix. It is
Ooh.
fucking incredible. I love that show.
Is
It's
it?
beautiful. It's an
Yeah,
expensive ass show. I think they spent like 200 million on it or something.
It is.
Wow.
The premise is so unique. I'm really digging it so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been watching that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. And that's gonna wrap it up for the DSS crew. We will catch you guys next week, talking about whatever happens in the gaming community. Until then, peace out.